Welcome to the channel, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night with Friends. So far, I'm going to be going solo tonight. So, welcome to the channel. Everybody's running late tonight. It's been weird. Been a weird week for everybody. The snow's finally gone. Everybody's trying to catch up on work, and the sun came out, so people are out riding. Can't really blame them. So tonight, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite camp out. Well, at least everybody's here's favorite camp out. We're talking about number one, the journey that is the trek to Forgotten Angels. Every year, about 300 or 400 people make the trek from wherever they live to Valrico, Florida, that's right outside Tampa, to the Forgotten Angels campout to meet with friends, have fun, do rides, eat good food, and raise money for a good charity. For those of y'all who don't know, Forgotten Angels is a charity for boys and girls who have aged out of the foster care system. What that means is that's kids who are raised in foster system, and when they turn 18, they're kicked out on the street because there's nobody to care for them. So that's what we're here for tonight. We're going to talk about Forgotten Angels. We're going to answer some questions you guys have. We're going to answer some any question you've got if you've never been. It's definitely not your typical camp out. It is camp out for good people. For good people, for good kids. So here's the story. A lot of these kids are shuffled from foster home to foster home their entire lives. And when they turn 18, they're put out on the street because, I hate to say it, but a lot of people use these foster kids as a way to get money. And they get anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month for these kids. A lot of these homes have up to 12 kids. I'm not kidding. Because, especially in Florida, Georgia, the southern states, there's so many homeless kids that the states kind of turn a blind eye to kids that might not be getting the best of life. And just because they're not getting hit and sexually abused don't mean that they're getting well taken care of. I do like to tell a story of one kid who basically was told to go to his room, stay in his room, come out for dinner, go back to his room. And he had, school and staying in his room. He shared a room with 3 other kids. They all just stayed in their rooms and were quiet. And when they turned 18, they were pushed out on the street. Didn't have any skills. Didn't have, a couple of kids didn't even know how to tie their own shoes. A couple of kids had no clothes. Matter of fact, one kid that I like to Junior, I've told Junior's story probably 100 times. Junior was found. The night he was walked out, they woke him up at midnight and said, "You're 18, get out. And they're going to have another boy here the next day to take your bed." So he was out walking down the street, and the sheriff picked him up and brought him to Forgotten Angels, and they turned him into a man, taught him how to tie his shoes, ride a motorcycle, taught him maintenance, taught him things to do, gave him some life skills, taught him how to find a job, apply for a job. And now he's a very successful, he opened his own business. He opened a handyman business. So that's what kids get out of this system. So it's not free. It's hard. It's a charity system. They live off the state and donations. One thing that Forgotten Angels does is they have auctions. They auction off motorcycles. They do raffles. And right now, that's what they're here for here. Twice a year, we go down to Forgotten Angels in Valrico, Florida, and we raise money. So, looking through the chat here, it looks like most of us have been here before. Waiting for a couple more people to come on because I'm a good talker. I'm not that good a talker. Probably won't be able to talk for 12 whole hours. So Jerry's saying that March is the relaxed campout. October is the louder of the two. So everybody has been, but I have not met everybody here. I have not met Serenity Kitty yet. I don't know if you plan on coming to the campout there, Serenity. I've obviously met Journey of Jerry. I have met Diana Pillion style a bunch of times. It's almost like I see her every day. It's kind of crazy. And Christian Biker, we have met kind of an off way, but Serenity, I definitely will bring the rain. It's not so at the camp out. We've gotten lucky. Every camp out, if it does rain, it rains in the middle of the night from like midnight to 3 or 4 in the morning, and then by the time the sun comes up, all the rain's gone. So God's watching over us. He likes to keep us, having fun at the camp out. I think it's rained a couple of times on the way there. It's rained every time almost, I think, on the way back. But it never rains while we're there. So I don't know what happened at Eureka Springs. It rained, I think, the whole time we were there. It was not my fault, man. Not my camp out. I didn't plan that one. So if you guys got any questions, man, throw them down in the comments. We've got people coming. Everybody's running late tonight, and I apologize in advance. So I don't know. You guys in the camp out, tell me what your favorite. Hi, Doug. Tell us what your favorite parts of the camp out was. Yeah. Was there a question? Somebody has a question. Help me. Doug, welcome in. Man, I'm glad to see you. I'm floundering over here.
Hey, am I backwards?
You're
Let me flip my.
nope. You're right side up. Serenity Kitty, I do not think there was a question yet. I can see you. Hi, Doug. Can you hear me?
How you doing?
I'm okay. It's Friday. I made it to Friday somehow.
I think I did too, but I'm sick.
Well,
Been
thanks for
fighting
trying.
with cold or flu or whatever the heck it is all week.
That's from hanging out in them icy mountains.
No, you know what it was? I took a little. What day was that? We took a little ride for a little 360-mile ride, and ran into just a biker girl.
Really?
Yeah. She turned out to be right across the street from where we ran off to.
I know she had told me she went down to see her dad. I don't know where her dad is. He must be down. I guess he's down there where you are.
And I was like, "Hey, where are you at?" And then she told me, and I said, "I think you're right across the street." And I said, "Listen for the heart." Fired up the bike. She's like, "Yeah, I hear you." And I was like, "All right, we'll see you in a minute."
What the hell, man? I'm jealous.
Ran into her dad. He's a pretty good guy, you know. So then got back and promptly got sick for the whole week. So I haven't done a damn thing except be sick.
I have been digging at it the whole week. It actually was warm the first part of the weekend. This morning it got cold, started getting cold again. And for the next 5 days, it's supposed to get cold again. We're going to be in the 20s on Monday and Tuesday morning. And then it's going to warm back up.
No, I hate the cold. I can't have that.
I don't like the cold.
Yeah, no, I hate the cold. It's just wrong. Stuff starts to hurt now, you know.
It's part of getting old, man. My eyes hurt. I get up in the morning, everything hurts and wants me to get back to bed. I've been able to fight it for the last couple of years. One day I'm going to wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I think I'm done working. And I'll
It's
just
a lot easier when it's warm to get up, though, you know. You wake up, it's warm, you go out, it's better. You get it cold, and it's like, okay, the only thing good about cold is coffee, you know.
I think what's made it livable, I guess, the last few years has been I've ride the motorcycle. This whole week I got to ride the motorcycle, so it wasn't too hard to get out of bed. When we had the snow, it was like, do I really want to go to work today and drive all the way there? At least when I'm riding the bike, at least I have the bike to look forward to. So I've got something to look forward to riding because I want to try out my new lights. I got my new fog lights on. They're freaking fantastic. I love them. And so it gives me something to do. I want to see if my lights work. I want to see if the underlight carriage works. I want to see if my new headlight works. There's always something that the bike can bring to me as far as going to work that just riding in the car can't.
Yeah, like not have to worry about traffic.
Jerry says seeing the welcome home sign and the hellos as soon as you get there is the best part. It is the best part.
That's right. You're asking about campout.
Yeah, it never fails. As soon as I come around that corner, no. What really tells me is that I'm there is once I make that really sharp left and I start going over all the speed bumps, I know I'm there. And Doug, have you been there yet?
No, I haven't made it.
You'll know what I'm talking about. But as soon as you pass the big hole in the ground with the steel grate and you see the welcome home sign, you know you're there.
I believe the one was a bearing issue and the other trip was a sprained ankle. So yeah, no, I haven't made it quite there yet.
I have seen people there with missing limbs. So you got to make at least one. You got to make at least one.
I will. I'm kind of hoping. People always say, "Oh, it's just a job." No, I made pretty good money at my job. I'm gonna stick with it. and it's going to depend on the work schedule. I know that this year's this one here in March is 5 tickets is your admission, so you just got to buy 5 raffle tickets. That's
Yeah.
your admission right there. So instead of it being just buying a ticket,
That's the easiest way to get in. Yeah.
yeah, and I've already done, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's going to depend on what happens during that time. We just pushed something back. What weekend, or actually, what day is that? Isn't it?
It is it's like I'll give you the official. It's the second weekend in March,
Yeah.
so it actually
Yeah,
is.
it was like somewhere around like the 14th, 13th, 14th.
It's the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Alrighty. I've already got something going on March 2nd and March 3rd, and then I've got something going on in two things going on in April. So that week is still open. It's still
plenty
open
of time. Yeah, don't plan anything.
Oh, it's not me planning it; it's work planning. So, and I'm not going to abandon what I do at work.
Tell them no.
To go to an event. It's really hard to turn down my salary. And
yeah. I guess in this part of my life, I've got money in the bank. I find it easier to go, yeah, I'm not going to go to work today. How work looks at that might be a little different, but I don't know, man. If something's important, I'm willing to say, nah, not this.
Well, it's different. If I've got a friend that's calling me up and saying, hey, I need your help, I'm on my way. If it's something else, just like being sick, calling in sick. Monday was a holiday. I called in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I still got like between 9 and 14 calls a day. Asking me about all kinds of stuff, trying to plan out stuff. Shoot, I thought that they were actually going to force me to go in today, but it turned out that they couldn't get the entire 7 different crews together to have it worth it for me to come in. So they pushed that back to the 3rd. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I've got I prioritize what I do. I'm not going to offer any excuses for it. It's what I do. So and it's also what affords me all of this, being able to take care of my dad and having the toys that I've got.
All the toys, that's a big part. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button. And if a subscriber, if you're not, I think everybody that's in the chat now is subscribed.
I will say this, though, before I go do anything else, I will be going to that camp.
That camp out. See, you haven't gone yet. So the first few times I went to the camp out, it was all about the mystique of meeting the people there and seeing people that I've only seen on TV. I like to tell people it's a lot like, so it's probably the Chocolate Factory when the kid gets sucked into the TV and he's like, there's Cowboy Bob, there's Indian Joe. That's what it was like there, because I got there and I was like, oh my God, there's H.G. Surgeon. There's Biker Babe Beth. There's her 2 wheels. Then all of a sudden they were walking towards me. Oh, hey, Rainey. And I'm like, fuck, they know me. How do they know me? How do you know my name? It was really weird because when you get there, everybody treats you like they've known you their entire life. And that sounds like a line. It's not. Everybody treats you like... people that the crazy part for me was people I've never met before, didn't talk to online, knew who I was because my channel's not that big. And I'm like, how do you know me? People were waiting to talk to me because, believe it or not, man, you're on here a lot. People are going to want to meet you. People are going to want to come and hug on you and kiss you, man, and shake your hand and hug you. And it's going to happen. Whether your nose is snotty or not, they're going to do it. I promise you.
I hate that.
If you're not a hugger, dude, you better tell somebody very quickly. I say this, we turned Red Ryder into a hugger. She told me when she got there, I really don't like hugs, and I'm not a hugger. I don't really like people in my personal space. It took her all of 30 minutes after being there to be just all over people. And that's just the way it is, man. I mean, it's a lovely place. It's a lovely place. What did you watch? What was it? The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Tahiti is a wonderful place. Tahiti is a wonderful place. That's all. They had brainwashed the dude, and all he could say whenever they asked him about Tahiti, all he could say was, "Tahiti is a magical place." So, and it's a lot like that. First couple times.
That's about what I say. It's about what I say about Australia.
Well, the first few times you go, it'll be all about meeting new people. After that, it's like you coming back to meet friends you already know, and you're still meeting people, but it's less of the going to do all the activities and see new people than it is to see all of your friends.
You know, the funny part is I've already met like probably a dozen or so that go there.
I am gonna say you're gonna
without
meet.
without ever being to a camp out, I've still met like a dozen.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
just randomly here and there. It's like, oh yeah, you're all right. Hey, oh I know you. I've seen you before. I don't
Well,
know you, but I've seen you before.
yeah, the people that from there I've seen. I mean, I've seen them obviously at Barber. I've seen them at Twin Lake, Wisconsin, or not Lime Twin Lakes in. I've seen them in Kentucky. See them in Ohio. I see them in
Yeah.
Tennessee. I see them in Southern Mississippi. I saw a couple people from the camp out that were down at Little Sturgis, Mississippi. So there's a lot of people, and you don't realize who's in your backyard until you go, and then you come back and you're like, really, you only live 10 miles from me? Shit. And you just meet people. It's crazy. I have no doubt in my mind I've met probably over 1,000 people and got to know them personally from the camp out or from doing camp out videos or seeing people in the chats and then meeting them later. So it's kind of nuts. I met somebody at the Little Sturgis camp out that I knew that I didn't know that knew me from the camp out, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw you at the camp out in Valrico. Forgot Angels." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Why didn't you say something?" And they're like, "Well, you looked busy." I'm like, "Was I busy drinking or was I busy eating? Because that's all I was really doing there, unless I was on the karaoke stage." I said, "Never think you can't come up to me because you can. I live for talking to people. So come on up and talk to me."
A myth. That's a myth about being busy. You know, I've noticed that goes everywhere though. You know, I didn't want to interrupt you because you were busy. Shoot, you want to come up to me and talk bike? I'll talk bike all day long. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm dropping it. It's like, hey, well, let's talk about this. What can we put in that? You know, well, here's why I did. Here's what I like. You know, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
unless
shoot.
I've got my finger in a hole in somebody's chest, I'm not too busy to talk to you.
Yeah, there was matter of fact one of the I want to say the company. Oh, L3 Harris. One of the L3 Harris executives called me up yesterday, and we're talking about some planning and everything. Or day before yesterday, we're talking about some planning and stuff. And I was like, "Hey, you ride, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Dude, next time you're down, next time you're down in the area, I've got like 4 bikes, dude. You're gonna jump on one. We're gonna take off. We're gonna just go for a ride." And he's like, "Dude, that would be killer." And I said, "Yeah, next time you're coming, so probably first week of March, we'll probably take a little ride. We'll run Prescott or something, But it was like we sat there, we talked about work for like 5 minutes, and then it was just like a 30 or 40-minute conversation of nothing but bikes. So,
I can talk bike to anybody. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Jerry's asking about the video. The camp out videos always do really well, and again, people get to know me from the videos. It's just crazy when I get back and people. I'll do the camp out videos and people will comment and go, "Yeah, I saw you at the camp out, but I didn't want to talk to you." And I'm like, "Why the hell not, man?" I am just as amazed to talk to people as they think they are coming to talk to me, because I mean, I just love that camp out. I love making friends. I'm like, was it Will Rogers? I've never met a person I didn't try to be friends with. So if you come up to me, we're gonna be friends. Unless you hit your bike with my bike, or my bike with your bike, or your bike with my bike. Yeah, and then it's from. That's the only person I've ever met at the camp out that I didn't like. Somebody rammed me, and not that he hit me with his bike, but then he ran off and tried to hide, and that irked me. That irked me a little bit. But other than that, dude, I'm easy. It is. All of a sudden, it's hot in here. Let me turn the fan on real quick. Keep talking. I can hear you.
Oh, shoot, I had freaking fever for 3 days. This sucks. Oh my god. Yeah, and Jerry, you're one that I've got to come meet, dude. I haven't actually met you in person yet, and we're gonna hang out.
Jerry is a jewel.
So
100%.
Yeah, for sure. We've chatted.
Hold on, Jerry. No, Jerry says he's learned to ignore the cameras. No, he hasn't. Jerry is like a 3-year-old. You point a camera at him, and he starts performing.
Yeah, shoot.
And he's good at
Angel
it too.
When Angel was doing her live stream from there, I was like, hunt him down. Shoot, she spent like 20 minutes hunting your ass down, dude.
Jerry?
Yeah,
hell no.
Jerry
No. Follow the sounds of Brat Brat, because if he's not on that little scooter, he's loaned it to somebody. Follow the trail of twisted tea cans. You'll find him.
I don't know, man. It was like trying to chase down a squirrel that had hit the Red Bull.
Oh, no, you can always find him.
He was just all over the place.
he's pretty tall too. He's not hard to miss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right, Jerry. At the campout, nobody's going to sleep. If we hang out probably more than 2 or 3 hours, there's probably going to be a court order keeping us away from each other.
It's not as bad as it used to be. The first few campouts, it was rowdy. Now it's not so rowdy anymore. But so I think the first few campouts, people tried to be really rowdy because they kind of thought of it as a biker, like a Sturgis type meetup, and it's not that. Now, granted, we still stay up late. We still stay up really fucking late and have fun, but there's less of the rowdiness now than there was before. And if you get rowdy in the middle of the night, Cindy will get her slipper and come find you. Boy, when she still had Tiger, you could tell somebody had fucked up because you could see Cindy with Tiger tucked under her arm, tearing across there with that mama look on her face. And I'm like, oh, she's supposed to go tear into somebody. That's when you knew you fucked up. Don't worry. David's a big guy. Don't worry about pissing off David. You worry about what Cindy thinks. Because if you fuck up when Cindy's around, she's going to come get you. She will kick you out if you fuck up. I promise you. And she had done it with many people. But she's the only one you got to really worry about.
I like her.
Cindy? Oh, I love Cindy.
Yeah, I talked to her on the phone. She's pretty cool. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's a peach.
I don't know how they have it in them. Honestly, I just don't. There's no way I could do what they do.
It's a passion. No. I mean, it's a passion and a mission.
I don't have the education or the patience or any of that, So I do what I can by just buying the raffle tickets and making sure they get some fun.
Jerry says no dong jousting. Dong jousting not allowed. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
And
that was only one time, Jerry.
Oh no! That was a few campouts in a row, and Cindy stopped that. And she stopped a few things we won't talk about. But
I don't want to know any more than dong jousting. No.
The dong jousting was, well, we did beer can jousting too, and she stopped that because it was somebody got hurt. So she does try to keep not a tight leash on it, but she knows when things are about to get out of control. She's got that sixth sense.
Did not see the humor.
She did not. Well, you got to remember this is for a charity, and there are big donators there. So if they see shit that
you didn't get her involved, you got to get her involved.
No.
Have her be a touch.
This is more than just being dumb out there. And again, this is the people that came for the first few campouts thought we're going to keep gear here and do stupid, and the girls are going to take their tops off, and we're going to do dumb shit. No, this is a charity for kids to straighten kids' lives up. So
if there's any woman that wants to take her top off, I would prefer if she did it around me. But not
going to happen at the camp out. I promise you.
But not around the kids.
No. No.
Unless they're still of breastfeeding age, they shouldn't.
So I'm waiting for. So I had a couple questions last night about the Easy Rider thing. I'm going to wait because somebody asked me about it and wait till she gets here to talk about it because I don't want to tell the story too many times.
I don't know. I've seen the whole thing. I've got my own opinion on it. It's anybody that's ever run a business or multiple businesses knows that stuff happens that you don't see, and as soon as you see it, you fix it.
And that's exactly the part of it. Again, we won't talk about that till she gets in here because I don't want to rehash this too many times. Relum is saying you can't make the property a liability, and that's absolutely true also. It is a charity. If somebody gets hurt there doing something dumb, they could very well sue the charity. And just because we're all friends and nobody thinks nobody would do it, that doesn't mean somebody won't do it. Because some people are just there to cause problems. Let's just say it like it is, cause problems.
I kind of see it kind of the same way. You got people that you got a bunch of kids that live there. And you don't really want to attract negative attention to a property that is or could be relatively controversial to anyone. So attracting that kind of attention is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Puts a stop to the good, And even though we're all bad people doing good things, it's just not the right location to be bringing negative attention from the Presbyterians.
Well, you never know, but the news crew will show up also, and that's happened before. And the last thing you need is here we are trying to run a charity. The news crew shows up, and some dumb bitch is out there taking her top off. or slinging, hitting somebody with a dong. This is a charity. What do you want people to see? What image do you want to put forth?
So I'll keep my shirt on.
Keep your shirt on. Yeah, no trying to breastfeed Jerry while we're there.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. So like Rollum says, they've had enough bad influences. Absolutely true. Again, some of these kids have had the worst life. I mean, you can't imagine what some of these kids have gone through. Not even just at their foster homes, but after they left the foster homes, the things they had to do to get by.
I'm sure some of us can imagine.
Dude, I mean, again, it's so everybody's worst thing, and I've heard this a lot, but I'm gonna share it anyway. Everybody's worst thing is somebody else's not too bad, but everybody has their own degree of what's bad, what's horrible. Something that's
never. It's something that when you've experienced some things, you just don't assume that when you walk up to somebody, don't assume the life that they've had until you get to know them. I mean, shoot. There's some things about me I don't broadcast over to everybody, but I've had my nose broken about 9 times, and then when I turned 10, my mom stopped hitting me with the 2x4. So, yeah, some things go on, and so you just don't assume the worst. Just assume, hey, this guy might have gone through some stuff, and that's it. And you froze up.
I froze up.
There you go. Yeah, now you're back.
Oh no, I'm talking to Neil. I'm telling people hello.
I might have to refresh.
Sterling says that October was his first time and it wasn't too crazy. I remember the first one I went to. They came.
Like everybody you run into, you don't turn around and just assume that oh, this guy's been through that or this. Just take people. What I do is I just take people at face value and show the respect that needs to be shown.
The first camp out I went to is the first camp out that I saw Cindy throw somebody out. At 2 a.m, a bunch of people came back from the bar in the middle of the night, and they were doing burnouts on the property. And Cindy was quick, not even just to tell them to stop, but throw them off the property. And that kind of set the mood for the rest of the week. And that was like on a Thursday night, I think. Jerry, you can correct me. I think it was like on a Thursday night they came back peeling out, burning out. And she set the mood real quick and spread the word the next day. This is people's houses. People sleep here. You don't do that. Oh, by the way, if you haven't been to the camp out, or if you have been and forgotten, when you're coming into the camp out, don't rev your bikes. It's a neighborhood. People love us there. Be kind. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, the biggest one I think I went to. We went to I think it was I don't even know how long ago now, but we went to one, and all of a sudden people just started showing up on Saturday. I'm talking like hundreds of people. We probably had 600-700 people there. And they didn't even know what they were there for. And they're asking people, are you here for the charities? Like, oh no, somebody uptown told us there was free food and beer here. We came to get free food and beer. And, Josh, God love him, we ran out of food, so Josh ordered a bunch of pizzas. And then we had Trucker Paul ordered a bunch of pizzas, and they went and were getting food. And then it was like, who the fuck are all these people? And they just were shot because some dumbass went downtown and said, yeah, there's a free party up at this camp out. Go there and there's free beer and food. They had no clue why they were even there. So that's when we started kind of hinting to, you need to buy tickets to get in now. And so now it's a little more controlled. Because, people were just showing up before they started charging. People just show up to eat and drink beer and then leave and go uptown and party. They weren't actually coming out for the charity. So it took some learning. The one Karen does hate us and always calls the cops. And I won't say what Dave said about that girl. He says it every year, every Friday, every Saturday night while we're having our concert and having our karaoke. She calls the cops, and it's always the same. Somebody's up on stage, and when the cops come up, everybody's like, "Chill, it's the fuzz." And David goes out and talks to him, and the sheriffs or the deputies all know us. They have to. There's a call. They've got to come out, and they don't even come into the party anymore. They stop up the road. Dave goes and talks to him. He goes, "I'm just here to see how things are going," and then they leave. So hopefully that lady rents. So hopefully that lady will eventually not come out anymore. Hopefully we won't have to deal with her anymore. We're getting there. Gotta pray for the girl. Don't pray for her to die. Pray for her to move if you pray about her at all. So, it's been a problem. But we always win. So the righteous will always prevail. So we've been good so far.
Anybody ever invite her?
Yes.
I was gonna say.
We have, so David invites all the neighbors. We have the neighbors that are behind us across the pasture where they park all the trailers and stuff. That guy will come out, drop his fence down, and let people put their RVs on the other side of his fence, back their trailers up and stuff. And then he comes out and pulls some lawn chairs out and some tables and shit, and him and his wife and his family sit on the other side, on the back side of the fence, and watch the festivities.
Wow.
So
shoot, there's nothing more fun than people watching on an event like that.
Yeah, and that's, because believe me when I say this, there are people there. At any one time, even if there's something on stage, we're in the back singing. We're doing karaoke in the back. We're doing our sea chanties in the back. There's always something going on there. It's like I said, it's a very well-meaning party. It doesn't get too out of control. So, is what it is.
Jerry spent $300 on beer.
Jerry has a very kind soul. We'll just leave it at that.
I was kind of wondering, Jerry, whatever happened to that bike? Last I had heard, that bike was sitting on the property somewhere collecting dust.
Which bike?
The one he did all the twisted metal on.
Oh, the bicycle.
Yeah, bicycle.
I doubt it's sitting on the property collecting rust. It's probably inside the shed. There's a show shed. When you show up, you'll understand. There's a shed behind the stage that all the cool stuff is in. The cool motorcycles and the big chopper, and there's cool stuff there.
Yeah, I'd like to see that thing's been put on display somewhere. I think that would because I know how much he put into that, and it's one of those things that's kind of like if it just gets tossed to the wayside, that would kind of upset me.
No, I doubt that. They're very. If you go into the trailer, they have stuff that people have given them. I gave them a bottle 2 years ago. So Steve from Indy Ridge wanted me to buy a bottle of whiskey for everybody to pass around, and all of us were going to stick our YouTube stickers on it and then present it to them. And I think she was going to put lights in it and then put it on the display. And I meant to do it the next year too, but the next year was when all the hurricane happened and everything. I think they had maybe 100 people out there that year, and my schedule has been kind of screwed since then. But definitely going this year, and I'll see if I can talk Steve into donating. Jerry says the bike was not treated well. No.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that. Well, I guess we'll see in March.
We'll find out in March. Yep.
For sure.
Well, damn.
Anyhow, weather's been actually pretty good. I think you guys are actually going to start experiencing weather, though. We had some rain come north of us, so I think you're going to get some crap weather in a day or two.
It's supposed to get. It's been nice this week. Like yesterday and today, it was like in the mid 70s, and today it was 70, and it's supposed to be cooling down tonight. And Monday morning it's supposed to be 36, and then Tuesday morning it's supposed to be 24, and then it's going to warm back up.
All week it's been in the 70s outside, and I'm sick. I can't go do anything. Otherwise I'm just going to get sicker. And then, yesterday my doctor took pity on me and gave me a bunch of prescriptions, so they all just showed up today. Hopefully I'll have this thing beat by next week.
Who besides Jerry and Sterling Wheeler are coming to the campout? I'm assuming Sterling Wheeler's going to come. I'm just assuming. I might be assuming wrong.
I'm just assuming everybody's going to try and come. I mean, shoot, I'm going to try and come, and I don't even know what my schedule looks like yet.
So, I bit the, what is it? I've jumped the shark. I'm going. I already put in for it. Told everybody I was going. I feel bad because they let down last time. And because at the last minute I had Gma coming down, and I'm like, you know what? First big trip on the new Harley, we're just going to go to Alabama. But this time, going all the way.
I'll probably treat it just like every other event that I've ever been to. I'll show up, and when it's time to go, I'll go. I don't just When I set a destination, I don't turn around and say, well, I'm just going there. It's all the places in between. And then when I'm there, there's probably two or three others just in case one falls through. So, yeah, I kind of keep the options open when I'm out for a cross country ride.
Oh,
And
Jason Ghost, welcome in.
I will be riding. I'm not into that whole driving to an event and, that. I'd rather jump on the bike and go.
So is the plan?
You kind of do the same thing.
I do.
Most of the time, you do the same thing. Yeah.
I go if I make it all the way in one shot. Cool. If I don't make it all the way in one shot, I stay in a hotel and come the next day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This last trip that we did, I was just, where are we going to stop? I don't know. We get tired, or when I just had it, when the bag fell off, okay, well, we're going to just go and get a reservation and we're going to stop in an hour. Okay, cool.
Well, every time except once, it's just kind of worked out that I stop in this one town in Georgia, in Tipton, Georgia.
Yeah.
I always stop there for some reason at this La Quinta Inn, and it just works out that it's perfect. It's a perfect place to stop.
Yeah, you know what? It's I don't know. Yeah, I'm just kind of like wherever my feet land. That's where I'm going to go. I just don't. I try not to plan it out too much because I don't know where I'm going to get tired or see something cool. I usually stop and look at stupid shit on the side of the road that normal people don't go and stop and look at. It's like, oh, look at that rock. We got to check that out. What was that little pillar over there? It turns out to be a county marker or something. So I don't know. What do they call it? Fruit standing. Oh, yeah, fruit stand. Got to stop.
There used to be a huge fruit stand on the way down. As you cross into Florida, there was a huge fruit stand, and now it's like all like subdivisions. They're all gone.
And if we don't do that, what are we doing? We're stopping at Love's, and it's okay. I can only stand stopping at just so many gas stations before I realize I'm getting a really good look at gas pumps. So there's other stuff out there to stop and take a look at on the way.
Jerry, I don't think your yard is on my way. It's actually way out of my way.
Shoot, man, Jerry put up a whole shed or something. I saw him building that a while back. He's got like a whole guest house thing going.
He built a tiki hut in his backyard.
For sure.
Roll 'em. Thank you, sir.
Hey, look at that. You got $5.
That's a gallon and a half of gas. Or if I'm in California, half a gallon.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'll tell you what, man. Jerry's one of the most creative people that I have ever heard of. That guy can make something out of nothing. It's outstanding.
Jerry, if I had, I will definitely come by Jerry sometime. I am limited on some, yeah. Kind of like Doug says, they kind of need me at work, so I need to be there when I be there. And the time I take off, I have to make the most of my time. I have to jet down, try to make it in one trip, and come back. And if I don't, I just burn an extra day. But I'm definitely gonna have to stop at Jerry's because that's good riding where he is. I don't ride those roads like most people do. When I ride scenic roads like that, I like to see stuff. I actually like to see the scene. Go figure.
Yeah, there's definitely a distance or difference between trying to go from A to B or just going. So A to B, I'm not slowing down. But shoot, if I'm doing some long ride, I want to stop and check everything out.
Biker Girl says she'll be in really shortly. So
yay!
I love seeing stuff, and that's why I like to take like this trip I took to Birmingham. I knew it's only like 4 hours to get there, so we had time to stop and look at stuff and take pictures. And me and Gma, of course, we went through the Delta Valley in Mississippi and got to see the Mississippi River. Got to see the birthplace of jazz and blues. Got to go to the Blues Delta. So it was a good time. But yeah, that's next spring. I wanted to take the Route 66 trip and take a whole week off and just take that. But even then, it's like riding Route 66 just from Memphis to LA. Driving straight is 3 days of driving. So I'm gonna have to figure something out where I can take more time off, where I can actually see things on my way.
Get good suspension and drop your tire pressure because there is a lot of that road that needs to be improved. A whole lot of it.
I just got a new suspension for nothing.
Nice.
Let me tell you about that story. I went to do a back tire. I actually talked about you in that video. I went to get a back tire, and I was like, I'll just let them do it because let them run through it. They've been really hurt for the winter, so they haven't been able to do any. They hadn't had many customers because nobody's going up there. Nobody trailers here. They ride their bikes to get worked on. So when I got it up there, they called the next day and they're like, yeah, this lowering kit, the block for it's rubbing your back sprocket and rubbing your belt. And the sprocket housing is fucked up. I'm like, all right, so what are we going to do about that? They go, oh, man, I think it's going to cost about this much. And I go, I just bought that bike and I got it from you. So what are we going to do? And they're like, oh, we'll call you back. He calls you back. He's like, yeah, I guess we're going to replace your shocks. We'll pay for it. We'll do it for free.
Nice.
I said, well, okay. That's where it pays to have a good relationship with your shop.
Well, they're probably surprised that they left the lowering kit on there because usually lowering kits screw up all the handling of the bike. That
bike handle is awesome. The only thing it did, I mean, again, this is not like some, I bought it on Dennis Kirk and put it on myself. This was a shop project, and somehow the block ended up when it flexed just right. I guess with my weight, it flexed enough that it got into the lowering block, the bottom of the shock, and it actually had broke off the adjustment knob, which he's like, yeah, your adjustment knob is missing, and I'm like, it's funny because I didn't even know it had one because I'd never seen it. He goes, it's probably been missing for a while. Okay, let's do something about this. So they replaced it. How much does it cost to get rid of commercials? I have no clue. I think if you buy the YouTube subscription, you get rid of the commercials.
You get premium.
Here, I'll tell you what. So Serenity Kitty, if you start a YouTube channel and put on even like a month, you don't do the commercials. That's how I know that I'm getting out of my, what's that fancy word? Not your analog, but your algorithm. If I start seeing commercials when I'm on TV, I know my algorithm's fucked up or I'm not signed in.
I get the premium thing. I'm not sure. I think it's like $20 a month or something like that. But my severe hatred of commercials makes me not care how much it is. Oh, there we go. Sterling says
$13.99. Yeah. Well, the night that YouTube was fucked up, I did my premiere Monday night, and there were like 4 people in there, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? And come to find out, YouTube was fucked up, and I started watching commercials, and it's because at first I was like, what the hell? I never have to watch commercials. What's going on here? Okay, so we flipped through some commercials, and then when my premiere came on, it said that there's been a problem. It wouldn't let me access my channel. And I'm like, what the hell? Weird. So, yeah. If you guys haven't, that was a very good video I did Monday night, and I actually put it back again out on Wednesday night because I thought the Monday night algorithm was fucked up. So if you haven't seen that video, it's a good video. Watch it after this. Your brain will thank you.
For sure.
All right, so everyone now has been to the campout. You got any questions? Anything going on other than how about how YouTube?
I have so many questions.
You haven't been. What do you need to know?
I don't know. You tapped on the suspension thing. I know that Joe's been doing a lot of stuff with suspension stuff, and I don't know that he's touched on it yet or not. But in my opinion, I mean everybody's got their own, but in my opinion, if you're gonna lower a bike, just get the right suspension for it. Get a good suspension. And it's going to save your back. It's going to save your handling. Get rid of all the rubber grommets. Go with poly stuff. And yeah, otherwise you get that, on the soft tails when you're going around curves and it gets that little wobble to it, that's from the Rev-It grommets. I hate that. And then the lowering kits kind of just make things firmer. Which, I mean, it can be good, it can be bad. It's good unless you hit a bump on a curve.
I have never had a problem with any of my bikes.
I know here in this area, the transition ramps from one highway to another, they like to put these nice transition jumps, or whatever, their elevation changes that happen in about a 3-foot area that goes up about 3 or 4 inches. And if you got a firm suspension going around that curve, you're going to get pretty close to that K rail trying to get it back under control. So I always go with if I'm going to lower a bike or do anything with it, I just make sure I got a good suspension that's going to keep that back wheel on the road and around those curves.
So Sterling is asking,
especially in this area.
Yeah, Sterling is asking what events you plan to do at the camp out this year. So funny you ask. Now that I have the Street Glide, there's things that I can do on the Street Glide that I couldn't do on the K16 because the K16 was so tall.
Like what?
The slow ride.
Oh yeah.
Slow rides are a lot easier to do on a fat tired cruiser than it is on a tall skinny wheeled tour. Now my back tire was pretty fat. The front tire was a 90. It was pretty skinny. So a fat tired bike is a whole lot easier to balance on. I also plan on doing. I tried to do them the last time I was there. Of course, I haven't been to the last 3. So down here at Sturgis, they do one called the Roadkill game. They take a bunch. They go to the dollar store and they buy like 100 of little stuffed animals, and they throw them out on the ground. And you have a little marked off area, and you have a fish net. You ride through and you try to scoop up as many of the little animals as you can. It's called the Roadkill game. So I want to try to do that this year. Yeah, my favorite thing to do at the camp out is to film people. So I'm at everything, just filming usually. So this year I do plan on playing. I also like to do the Sherpa pole. That's always fun. You got to go to find out. You got to go to see.
Okay.
You got to go to find out. Anybody that's been there knows. They might not have it this year. And what's funny was, so they actually had a girl out there who was a exotic dancer, and Cindy said, "You're not getting on the pole." And then she's like, "Well, what if I bring a bunch of guys up and let them do it?" She's like, "Okay, I'll do that." So all of us were getting up on the Sherpa pole, and it was pretty funny. It was pretty rowdy. It was one of the little rings that spin. We had fun. It was a good time. Yeah, the Grom is a cheat code. My idea though is you got to be on a real motorcycle to do the slow ride, because it's not fair to do it on a bike that can stand up by itself.
Jerry, I believe you just said a Grom is not a real motorcycle.
It's not. It's a poot. It's a poot. It's a poot. It's not a real motorcycle. Otherwise, you could just do it on a lawnmower. I mean, shit. Come on. Love you, Jerry.
I'm just imagining a 2-wheeled lawnmower. That'd be a blast.
Do you remember the Fat Cats? I think they were two TW200s that had even fatter tires on them, and you could literally just stand up on those and stand up, not moving, and they'd balance.
What was the one that was a Coleman? It was like a Coleman.
Coleman has a little scooter. It has like a little 50 on it.
Yeah,
it's a camp.
Big old fat tired bike. Yeah.
It's camp bike. It's a camp bike. But I can't remember. There's actually one of those that was there last year. Yeah, Sterling Wheel, I'm all for that. We need different classes.
Okay, we're getting too much into this, man. There's no rules. We don't do rules.
All right. So the thing I'm actually most excited about is the street corn. When they do the Thursday night cookout and the Friday night cookout, there's always really good food. I don't care much about the barbecue, and the pork butt and all that's really good, but when they do the street corn and the shrimp boil, that's what I'm there for.
Yeah, yes. When I'm traveling, I don't eat. I don't know. Everybody's different. When I'm traveling, I rarely eat.
Well, when I'm riding, I rarely eat. When I'm there, because hell, we get there Thursday, don't leave till Sunday, sometimes Monday. I gotta eat. You can't not eat for 5 days. That's just not gonna happen.
Oh no, I'm just, I don't know, it must be my metabolism or something. I just have like one meal a day and I'm good. So maybe even half a meal a day and I'm good. So I know, of course, you look at me and you're like, yeah, you're 250 pounds, dude. Still, I don't know. My metabolism just doesn't throw it. So
yeah, I can't go with that eating. I'm too active.
Pretty good. I guess I process energy pretty good. So then again, I do drink like a pot of coffee with about, half a pound of sugar with it. So that kind of helps.
Yeah. So yeah, there's 4 or 5 Groms there. I think Groms should be in their own class.
This is not NASCAR, man.
Even the barrel race. I mean, it's like you got a big flat front tire. I mean, it's yeah. It makes it not worth even entering. I mean, shit.
No. Well, you know what? It's like drag racing when you're in high school. Just because one guy has one car, one guy's got the Porsche, you still raced him.
You can beat a Porsche.
Well, yeah, but it's the same thing with bikes. If you ride yours all the time, you want the skill level up there. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some that. I mean, yeah, the slow race. Okay, let's put that. Like somebody mentioned, put a trike in it. Yeah, that guy's going to win. He's all set.
And then what's the worth? I mean, I'm going to equate that to putting the men and the girls sports. It's like you've just shut it down for everybody. You're going to get to the point where your top three podium finishers are just all going to be men.
You can take a trike out there. It's a two-wheeled slow course, so you just got to be on two wheels. So just balance it up on two wheels. Okay.
Nah.
There she is. There's that smile.
Did she probably make it in?
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
I heard you went and visited Doug and didn't visit me. What kind of bullshit is that?
Actually, Doug visited me.
I was gonna say we just happened to be across the street. I don't know.
He said to me, "You're gonna hear my bike fire up," and I was like, "You." He's like, "You're gonna hear my bike fire up," and I'm like, I know everybody thinks that. I'm just gonna say, okay, make them feel good. Wow, man, we heard it. We absolutely heard it fire up. I was visiting my pops. We had a couple of his friends in the car. Next thing you know, they came across the street and we had a good little visit. Next time I'll bring my step stool.
I looked at the picture we took, and I made sure to stick my belly out as far as I could for that one.
Yeah, where are these pictures?
I stood up on my tippy toes as high as I could.
I saw that.
Did you? Okay. Duly noted. I made it to almost 5'2", y'all.
Take a deep breath.
We had the excuse. We had to go check on the business mail. So yeah.
That was so cool, you guys. Thank you for coming over and visiting. Totally made.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was pretty cool.
Nobody told me you were coming. Sorry.
I don't think anybody else is going to have that much fun in the parking lot of a Lowe's. Not like hardware store parking lot fun. I caught a cold too, by the way.
Sorry.
Yeah, it sucks.
Was it me?
All week. Been coughing and hacking and snotting and everything else. Makes you want to do bad things.
I hear somebody trying to beep in and I can't see him.
My illustrious, awesome medical provider gave a bunch of prescriptions for me to start taking, so I started taking those today. So we'll see if we can knock this out before Monday.
There you go. Heck yeah.
You know her. She's awesome.
She actually is. She sprinkles in some magic.
Yeah. I swear she's got a wand.
All right, Biker Girl, when are you going to plan on coming to the camp out?
So probably not the spring, but possibly in the fall.
You gonna make it?
I didn't say anything. She's got a mouthful. What? Huh? You were saying?
Yeah,
nom nom nom?
You're too close to the camera. I think that's why it's freezing up.
I did the disclaimer though. I didn't say anything, so I'm keeping it quiet.
Yeah, not this spring. I've got just a lot going on right now. Possibly moving and et cetera, et cetera. So there's just a lot going on at home. But in the fall, there's one in October. Is that what I heard?
There's one in October, Halloween weekend. It's always
cool.
St. Patrick's Day weekend and Halloween weekend. Actually, the weekend before Halloween, usually. The weekend before Patrick's Day and the weekend after St. Patrick's, or before Halloween and before St. Patrick's Day. That's what I meant to say.
Jesus Christ, Terry, you got bit by an alligator? What the heck?
And that's a good description of the week. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, we need to get her some body armor. She's around cats.
She's tough. She's
around cats. Cats are dangerous.
Tom, welcome in. Hang on. So Ghost, can you still play the guitar? That's only the important thing. If you lost a leg, that's fine. As long as you can still play guitar.
Oh my goodness.
Priorities. I plan on, if she's not coming to this camp out, but I do plan on using her at the October camp out. I've got a lot of songs I want to do, and they require an acoustic guitar. So I got to use her. Oh, speaking of which, I bought a ukulele. I have to learn to play it now.
Like 3 chords and you're golden.
Most of them, what's funny now, I listen to songs, and a lot of these, a couple of these songs only have 2 chords, and I'm like, this is a famous song. They're making millions off of this song, and there's literally 2 chords in this song.
Yeah.
Death Cab for Cutie, I Will Follow You Into the Dark, 2 chords. 2 chords, that's it. Which, by the way, is one of the songs I want to do.
Stop giving away the music secrets.
Well, you know that
like, the 8 chords that pick any combination of them. That's every song.
The Cheech and Chong song, Big Rock Star. I'm bloody rich and I only know 3 chords.
Sure.
All right. So about the alligator, there were 2 alligators. One got too big, and they got it taken out. So now there's 1 in there still, and I think the one that's still in the pond is a small one. I've actually never seen them. I mean, they've never come up on the ground, on the land while we were there. I think one time I saw one in the water. They usually go on the other side because obviously they're afraid of people.
Hey, Bleep.
Billy, welcome in.
Hello.
There's my savior.
Woo.
I saw a guy doing motorcycles, a video, and I thought it was you. This dude does political commentary, and I thought it was you. And I was like, and I watched it for a minute until I realized that's not Bleak. It looked just like you.
I keep politics out of my content.
I was like,
politics is ugly.
Yeah, I try to steer clear. I got feedback from somebody. I think it's Billy.
Is it me?
A little bit.
Oh.
Hang on. Give your. I'm going to do your echo real quick.
Wait.
Don't do anything.
Wait. Rico. Oh man, I was gonna do the Rico.
How about now? Better?
I think you're better. Yes, you're better. That worked.
Nailed it.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, when I was a young man or first able to even vote, it was kind of a private thing. You'd go into a little booth, and there was a curtain you closed behind you, and you had something called anonymity. And growing up, people, they didn't talk about their politics because politics is ugly, and nobody's politics ever matches, and everybody always feels some kind of way about it in the end. And I wish we could get back to that, where it wasn't broadcast like it's part of your identity. And I don't know. I mean, motorcycles are my identity, so who am I to really say or judge? But my love for motorcycles don't make me want to go fight people in the street.
I don't have political views, but I do have some personal views. And I try not to let politics have any part of that. But there's things I do believe, and there's things I believe that I don't care about. Most of them, I equate it to somebody that eats broccoli. Actually, I'll throw it to like my wife. My wife cooks Brussels sprouts. And I hate Brussels sprouts. And I refuse to eat Brussels sprouts. But I'm still married to her. It doesn't affect me that much that I'm like, oh my God, you eat Brussels sprouts? Get out of my life. Can't talk to you. And I know people like that. There's like, if you believe a certain thing, they're like, I don't want to talk to you. You're that way? You believe this? I don't want to talk to you. We can't be friends. I've actually had somebody tell me that. 2 years ago, somebody told me, oh, you did this? We're not friends anymore. I'm like, why? We've been friends for like 6 years. How can we not be friends? We're not friends anymore. I've had family members say, I'm not talking to you anymore. And that's one of those points that you got to go, you know what? If it doesn't mean anything to me, but it obviously means something to you, that's probably the biggest divide that we can probably have. Not that you believe differently than me, but that you believe not believing like me should make us not be friends.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
Some kind of a pretext to friendship.
Yeah.
Either we all believe the same things or we can't be friends. That's crazy.
Well, you know how we used to say in school,
I probably don't agree with. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that happens over in the Middle East, but I'd never not be friendly to somebody or civil until they at least earned it.
Yeah. Give me a reason not to like you. Just because you are who you are is not good enough. So we used to say in school, you know, if one of your friends says, well, if you're their friend, you can't be my friend, so you got to pick between me and them. And I'm like, you just made my decision for me.
Yeah.
Because they didn't tell me that. You did. You made my decision for me. Not because I'm picking between you two. You just made me pick between me and you. But anyway.
I mean, I don't know. I'm really quite not a judgmental person. I've made every mistake a person can make getting to here to today. And I'm not going to cast no stones, you know. That seems to be the way of it now. It's just like, and I see it in the moto community too. There's the old rivalry of sport bike and cruiser, and there seems to just constantly be. When I was a skateboarder, I skated for so long. I'm covered in skateboard tattoos. Skaters did not get along with the inliners for whatever reason.
No.
The squares.
I knew a couple at school. They were nice dudes. We got along just fine. But apparently, after that bell rang and we were all headed out, we weren't supposed to. Don't even make eye contact. I don't know you, Dad.
I would throw the loop into everything, dude. Because in high school, so I was a jock. I was a nerd. I was in chess club. I was in art. I was everything you could possibly be except a band kid. People didn't know what to think about me. And I was a goat roper, which meant, you know, I lived on the farm and I did goat things. But I was friends with everybody because nobody knew how to actually pin me down, so there was no way to pin me down. So I was just friends with everybody.
Yeah,
except the rich kids. Screw those guys.
I was one of the few skateboarders in my area, which was the east side. There were plenty over on the south side, and I met them later. I was one of the few, and I grew up pretty unfinancially stable, we'll say. And so while everybody else had new fancy skateboards, I had an old Powell Peralta, but I learned a lot, and I got made fun of a lot. And it's all right. I didn't mind being alone. It was probably one of the greatest gifts I ever got from it was just being okay with being myself and being alone.
Yeah, you learn a lot about yourself when you have to make your own life and do your own thing.
Beat the hell out of being ridiculed.
I did goat things. Yes, I did, Tom. You know me. Yeah, like Tom says, too many people have made their... I didn't say I did goats. I said did goat things. So, even if you who don't know, I grew up on a pig farm. So my mom had a pig farm.
From the wrestling comments.
Yeah, my mom had a pig farm. We did pig things and hunter things and backwoods things and farming. And my dad lived on the bayou, so we did fishing and trawling and shrimping and bubblegum shit. So, yeah, I've done everything. But I used to say, you know, I learned how to do all that stuff. And what I learned about that is I don't like butchering my own meat. However, if anything were to ever happen, I know how.
And you know what? I think that I'm going to agree with you there. I'm a hunter and nobody likes butchering their own meat. But there's something very humbling about knowing where your food comes from. Yep. And you value it and you respect it. You respect it.
In some regards, and I'm a consumer. I go to the grocery store often. But I there's a guy whose works were so profound to me. His name's Steve Rinala, and Steve is a world-class hunter. All he does is he hunts for his family. He used to run a blog, and he'd hunt and provide all the food for his family. And the reverence he'd talk about the animals that were going to feed him and his family. We've lost that. It's so disposable society. So nobody knows where anything come from so they just don't care. And I think if we actually had a face to our food, I've got some deer upstairs that my buddy gave me that I smoked. And it came out amazing.
My favorite sister just jumped in. Everybody say hi to her.
Hello.
Susie.
Hey, sister.
Oh, somebody even knows who I'm talking about. Steve Rinella is awesome. Word. He is. He's such a well-spoken and an amazing hunter who will make you think.
He will make you think.
Well, it's because I blew my nose and blew the screen right off.
You blew him off.
Oh,
yeah.
What happened to my screen?
We can hear you. We can still hear you.
Dark bleak.
It's so dark there.
So you know what's funny? I'm talking about being a farm kid. Susie used to pick on me. Susie's my stepsister, but she loves me like a real sister. She used to pick on me for being a dirty farm boy, because Susie grew up in the city and I was out in the farm. So, still loves me though, right, Susie? Yeah. But yeah, we used to laugh at these city kids that we called them the Great White Hunters. They'd go out and hunt and spend all day tracking a deer, bring us the deer, and all they wanted was the head and the hindquarters. They wanted to have deer steaks and not the head. So we were left with roughly about 90 pounds of meat. And so for like 3 or 4 years, we didn't even have to go deer hunting because there was plenty of deer. One of them was actually grossed out by the fact that, so when he brings us the deer, first thing we do, he's like, all I want's the hindquarters and the head. And we're like, oh, cool, we'll take the backstrap. And he's like, what's a backstrap? So my dad proceeds to rip the backstrap out. And if you don't know what it is, it looks like a long python about 3 foot long that you pull right off the back of a deer. And he throws it to my mom. My mom grabs it, wraps it around her arm, runs up. And the dude is like so freaked out. She said, what's she going to do with that? He said, that's breakfast. She's going to bring it back in about 20 minutes. So she went and cooked up some backstrap and eggs and brought it back to us. We're out here butchering this dude's deer plus a pig somebody else had brought in. And we're like butchering on the deer. And she's like, oh, it's over here. So we all there and we start eating. And this city kid, we got blood all over us and shit, digging through the entrails and shit. And we're over eating. Because it's like, if you want to eat, you better eat. You don't have time to clean your hands because somebody might steal the rest of the food. And this dude was so green, dude. It was amazing. Love it. Bleak, you got a new background? I thought that was your old background. Did you change something? I think that's the same one, yeah. It's a new light.
It's a new light.
New lighting. I love the shirt. I should have worn my shirt tonight. I'm wearing it next weekend.
I can't hear him. I can't hear you.
You there, Bleak? Oh. Bleak, you're muted.
I was muted from drinking my coffee.
I didn't do it. I swear.
See, I thought he was like kind of looking around a little bit,
No, I'm super conscious about like people hearing me gulp while I drink or just stuff like that. So I mute. Now the shirts came out great, and I think we're gonna go forward with more from this design. Gonna have some stickers made, and I've actually adjusted this image a little more. I added in a Latin phrase I'm fond of. Reads, I shall find a path or make one. And so that'll be on there too.
Pig roast poker run? Where? Where, and tell me where to get there. I'm there. We used to do pig roasts, do pig in the ground. And we would dig, a 4-foot hole and put cyclone fence down in it, and then drop the pig in on top of that between 2 pieces of tin.
Mm-hmm.
And the cyclone fence was where you could get it back out again, because once it cooks, it falls all to pieces. So you bury it for about 5 or 6 hours. You're basically guessing, and then when the coals start cooling off, it's ready. Then you pull it back out. I'm hungry now. I just ate, but I'm hungry again. How's that work? See, Doug, I can't go very long without eating.
No,
happens.
Good.
How's Doug? How's Biker Girl this evening?
Hey, doing good. I got to see Doug last weekend.
Nice.
I know. He and Terry drove into Yuma and surprised me while I was visiting my pops.
Oh, you mean in person? Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know.
We went there just for her.
Oh, she didn't come see me.
And to get their mail.
Oh, jeez.
Rainey, I came for you.
Oh, boy.
Tom said it was the kind of people who dry clean their... Tom says the kind of people who dry clean their Carhartts. Anybody y'all seen that short? It's a little meme where the guy going into the store and this dude walks up, carrying a Starbucks cup and says, "Dude, I love the Carhartt." He says, "What? What kind is that?" "I don't know, Carhartt." He goes, "Dude, I'll buy it from you." He's like, $100. He goes, "Deal." He goes, "Oh, you like Carhartt?" "Yeah." And he's like, "I got more in the truck." So he goes out to his work truck, and there's like some Carhartt jackets in there and some sweaters and shit. And this dude ends up offloading all his Carhartts to this dude for like $2,000. And he calls his buddy. He's like, "Dude, grab the dirty laundry and come back up here. We got some money to make."
Heck yeah.
Yeah. They make good stuff, and I hope it doesn't continue to get fashionized, because then they'll start making lower quality stuff to push out new models, new designs, and it's really good as workwear, and it hopefully will just stay as really good workwear.
It's too late. It's gonna be like Doc Martens. I mean, it's gonna go from good stuff to everybody loves it. So now they're just gonna throw it out as quick as they can. I mean, Red Wing did the same thing. Red Wing used to make awesome boots. And when people start wearing them for fun, now they're made in China. They're mostly plastic. They fall apart.
I'm one of those that I see people wearing Harley Davidson shirts, and I think, like, did they even know a single song by them?
That's good.
You don't listen to that station, dang it.
Yeah. I was a roadie during the Speed of the Wheel concert.
Tom, I don't think I'm going to make it in time for Voodoo. I don't think I'm going to make it there until maybe afternoon on Thursday. We'll see. I think so. The Voodoo, was this the Voodoo Lounge, the Voodoo Bar? I think it starts at 7:00 in Valrico. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. Let me know.
It got so quiet.
It did. Is Rainey working on the Echo?
That's on Bleak's. I think Bleak's working on it.
Oh,
okay.
But I disappeared again.
He disappeared again.
Maybe it's not the night for me.
Refresh the whole page.
So who is going to try to make it to the Voodoo? Is it the Voodoo Lounge or Voodoo Bar? It's literally like 3 blocks from the campout.
Not the Voodoo Donuts.
Speak up at once. Holy smokes!
Not the Voodoo Donuts. Hang on. Let me look it up and I'll share the screen.
You're looking it up. Jesus. I gotta get a drink.
Invisibly. That's adorable.
What the what?
Look, it's still there.
Hey, Chasing Ghost, look at Georgia Giants. It's a great wearing boot. It's lightweight and they last a long time. I'd say comparable to Red Wing, maybe not as stylish, but definitely lighter weight than, if anybody likes the Doc Martens. It's such a heavy boot. You can't walk around in them. So check out the Georgia Giants.
If you want a good boot, Carolinas is a good boot. They're steel-toed. And if you want to look really cool, they have a metatarsal sole. And they have the metatarsal guard.
Like
okay, the Voodoo Brewery. It's 6 p.m.
Rockies are good.
Thursday night. So to make that, I would have to get off work Wednesday night, come home, change clothes for I don't know what reason, because I'm going to be on the bike for 14 hours. But I'm going to change clothes, get a shower, and take off. So to get there Thursday night, I'd have to leave Wednesday night a little late, maybe after a nap. I always say I'm going to take a nap before I leave at night, and then I can't sleep because I'm excited. So what I should do is just get home from work, take a shower, put clean clothes on, pack my shit, head out. And then maybe I'll make it there on time.
What you should do is be packed and leave from work.
That's stupid. No, because then I'd have too much stuff. Then Then I'd be wearing my work clothes, and that's uncool.
Ah, gotcha.
Plus, then I'd have my bike out in the parking lot with all the shit strapped to it. Yeah, but I have to leave my clothes somewhere.
At work, or just bring them with you. It's only one change.
I gotta tell my wife goodbye.
You're in a bagger now.
I gotta tell my wife goodbye. Again, I've got plenty of time to come home, change clothes.
See, I leave from work because the coming home and saying goodbye takes forever.
Well, that's what you should do. Leave work, go straight to Forgotten Angels.
But being in the Midwest, we have what we call Midwest goodbyes. They take forever.
Yes, they do. That Minnesota goodbye.
Yeah.
I basically have to start from the moment I walk in.
Well, that's leaving Florida. When you leave Forgotten Angels, it's that way. Because I always get up early, try to get out of there. I want to get out of there by 8 o'clock. And I usually don't end up leaving until noon. Because by the time my bike makes it from my tent, my tent's going to fold up quicker this year because I don't have the small tent. But by the time I make it from the camp area to the front, it takes about 2 hours. Then I got to go off the bike 3 or 4 times, tell people goodbye, give people hugs. So it always takes longer. This year, I get it like Biker Babe Beth did. Get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for anybody's awake and leave then, and then nobody's there to stop you.
I left pretty early when I was there. I left same time, almost same time Beth was leaving, and a couple others. Oh, Annette and her husband Devin. Yeah. Oh, we all kind of headed out at the same time. Then I somehow either they ran into me or I ran into them out on the highway, and that was the most fun. For a little while, we were all riding together. I want to say Devin was in a truck and he had our back, so we didn't have cars trying to zoom around us. It was almost like we had a blocker. I felt like something out of Smokey and the Bandit. You know, it was such a good time. And leaving early like that, you know, you get the jump on. It seems like when you're really traveling, the more you can avoid big packs of traffic, the better it is. And if you get on the road early, you can do that before everybody's headed to work and just driving like idiots because they're trying to live their life and get where they're going. You can just get where you're going.
I'm reading the other events.
We're all doing the same thing. We're all reading the comments.
No, I'm reading the events that Forgotten Angels.
I was listening to you. If you leave early in the morning, yeah.
Oh, it'll be interesting. I got the. Oh, go ahead, Doug. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I leave when I leave. If I'm somewhere I want to go, I just go.
I'm halfway to getting ready for my couple of coming up trips and seeing how that goes. So got the Dyna now. I've added some bags to it. I've got the fairings here, T-Sport club style fairing, whatever you want to call it. I'll probably get to paint a little later in the year because I also want to try my hand at pinstripe and do a nice little red pinstripe on that fairing just to match the look of the bike.
Have you ever done pinstriping?
No, I just keep looking at kits that you can buy and I paint. Yeah. I mean, I got whole stacks of canvases here and stuff. I'm not new to art, but I would definitely be new to automotive style additions to. I painted my fairing on my Sportster, and that came out really well. And I was going to use the same company. There's a company who markets their products on eBay, or that's where I found them. It's like Paint 1988, and they made a perfect chopper blue pearl. Came with a primer, blue pearl, the clear coat, matched my Harley stuff. Excellent. And they make this one is going to be super simple because the main color of the bike's vivid black, Harley vivid black. It's like the most common color I could shoot for, and then just clear coat, and then maybe do that like pinstripe. Like I'll have to watch some videos, do a little. I'll become a YouTube expert, in a weekend.
Yeah, there was a kid I was watching. He was in San Diego doing a bunch of different cars and stuff, and he had this pinstripe paintbrush, and I swear,
they're long.
On this thing are like that long, and I was like, that's a good way for me to screw that up.
Well, see, I paint little miniature models too, and I'm talking like bristles so tiny you can't even see them. And one of the things you learn painting minis is you want to put almost as little paint on the tip of that brush as possible, because then you eliminate a glob or touching something else and smears and nonsense. Whereas those pinstripe brushes, from what I've seen, are just soaked all the way up to the ferrule, all the way up to the brass part.
It's a flow brush, yeah.
Yeah, and they just like, oh, it's incredible watching them do these designs. I don't want to do any designs. On my Cowie, the Z900 cafe bike, it had like a mustache on the fairing, and I thought, I'll just do another handlebar mustache. You know, that was cool on that bike, and this is kind of a similar fairing. But I got some other cool shit coming. So, got my shifter adjusted, ordered a OG Moto Garage gripper peg, because this stupid MX peg I have, I hate. I'll never mess with MX stuff again. The pegs are okay. Don't put that shit on your shifter or your brake. Nonsense. When you can't get your foot off the part you're trying to remove, that's not good. So then I got a Bung King makes these. I got the Cool Guy Dyno Bruh crash guard. It's just a bar at the bottom, and Bung King makes these little like pleated add-ons that make that crash bar into kind of like highway pegs.
Yeah.
And so I got to go to Waterloo, 2.5 hours away. I'm going to have to do that 3 times over the course of a month for rider coaching. And then to Madison, to a Harley dealership that's hosting the Harley portion of rider coaching, the adult learning module, and teaching that. And so I'm going to take the Dyna for both those trips. And hopefully it does it all right. It was really windy the other day, and I got the crap kicked out of me with no fairing. And I guess I'd gotten pretty spoiled and gotten pretty used to having bikes with fairings that I kind of forgot what it's like to have the wind kick the poop out of you.
Yeah, still tired.
When I got the Gunner, so I used to have a Sabre, and I got a shield for it. I got a front shield, and it was fixed. Couldn't take it off.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for the Gunner that was removable, and I decided one day I'm gonna take it off. And that's when I realized windshields are fucking cool.
Yeah,
and I put it back on. You don't realize how much abuse that you're avoiding with a windshield until you ride with one for a while and then take it off.
And there's some of that duality back and forth that I think a lot of people miss if they don't live in multiple worlds. You gotta be open to the idea of multiple worlds.
Yeah.
So if you ride sport bike, you won't even notice the wind, and part of that's because you're a missile, and missiles are designed to travel through the wind. Whereas the moment you then step off of a missile and onto a land yacht, you feel all kinds of resistance from all different directions. I've had wind come at me sideways.
Well, your entire body's a parachute when you're on a cruiser. So
yeah. And so getting the experience of both those, I think helps round you out as a rider, and definitely help you learn more about what you want from each bike or tool that you attempt to use.
I didn't see Ghost did Ghost leave? Ghost, thanks for coming in. We'll see you next time. Everybody tell Ghost goodbye. Our lovely little sister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's I hear all these guys go, well, if you don't have the wind in your face, you're missing the experience. But those are also the guys that
100 miles.
Yeah. Those are the guys that ride to Starbucks. Get on that thing for about 12 hours straight. Tell me how the wind makes you feel. And there's guys that do it. I know there are.
But tell them to go at her from the other side. He's on the wrong side of it.
I watched Shade Tree Surgeon take a looking chopper 1,000 miles in one of his videos, and thought, like, that has to be effing hardcore, because it wasn't like I think his hands were like this. Could you imagine going 1,000 miles like facing the wind?
Well, there's a reason why they used to raise those gas tanks up and get down and raise them up a lot, because that gas tank does a lot to shield you.
Oh, okay.
They were smart back then. You know, when they raised that gas tank up, put the forks in front of them, and put the lights out in front, that shields you from a lot of it. It does. I mean, those guys in the 70s were smart. There's a reason why those fucking front forks were 10 feet long. It helps you a lot. Granted,
yes, you can.
You had to become a pro at that, at riding them, but. Can you freeze a marshmallow? Yes. Ask me how to. And they get very brittle when you freeze them.
Liquid nitrogen.
You can shatter a marshmallow.
Winters.
You can shatter a marshmallow.
Yes, baby. Yes, we were in Wisconsin. We know when it gets to 30 below, 40 below, shit gets cold. Shit shatters and it's not supposed to shatter.
No. Hate the cold. No.
It's not happening. We got hit with a snowstorm the other night. Now we've got like 6 inches on the ground.
That's what she said.
It's so obnoxious.
No.
Dude, if we never have another winter like we had the first part of January, I will be fine. It was so stupid. We have never had more than like a half inch of ice here, if any. And we had the roof where I work nearly fell in because we had so much stupid ice.
I'm always like, where are my climate protesters? Can we get a little bit more of that global warming?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, can we make it warm a little more?
They're already protesting winter. I heard them on TV. They're all against ice. It's great.
Yeah.
They hate winter.
That was clever.
Awesome. Yeah, if they just stick with that, Maybe if they come protest summer, that'd be kind of cool too. I mean,
3 years ago, 3 years ago when it actually started being too cold and the glaciers started getting long, they blamed it. That's when they changed it from global warming to global change, climate change. It wasn't climate warming anymore. It was climate change.
It's not climate change. It's climate transition.
I had a really good science teacher.
It's transitioning.
When I was in, I think I was in high school. I had a really amazing science teacher. His name was Hamid Beg. He was, I believe he was an Indian man. And he had like 6 doctrines. And he was a school teacher. And he had so many because he didn't have to pay his loans back if he was still in school. And he didn't have enough money to pay his loans back. So he just kept going to school. And he was an incredible man with the worst taste in socks. But right around the time it really started heating up, and climate change was on everybody's tongue, and it was all over the damn world. And I remember asking my science teacher, an authority, I said, Mr. Hamid, what do you think about climate change? And he said something stuck with me, and I've never thought about it again. He said, Billy, the Earth moves in heating and cooling phases. Currently, we're in a heating phase, and we've been there for like, I don't remember what he said exactly, like 4,000 or 400,000, a lot of years. And I said, okay. And he goes, at some point, we'll enter a cooling phase. And that'll be very different from what we know now. But I don't want you to worry about it. It's 100,000 years away. In the time the Earth's been warming, it's warmed like 0.008 of a degree. When it warms an entire degree or two across equally the globe, we could be facing a problem. But that's not where we're at. And I thought, no sides, no politics, just straight up facts about how the Earth and climate works. Never had to think about it again.
So I'm very into that deep hole of atmospheric stuff. And this is the cold hard truth. The world moves in 100-year cycles. Every 100 years, we go from a heating to a cooling. Every 1,000 years, we go to a deeper heating, deeper cooling. Every 10,000 years, it's deeper heat, deeper cool. And then every 100,000 years, it's a deeper heat, deeper cool. So it like fluctuates, and then it gets really bad every 100,000 years. If you look, and you can Google this, you look it up on YouTube, the exact term is the year it snowed in July. And I think it was like 1912, 1913. It snowed in July in Atlanta. And there was like 3 years in a row that they had snow on the ground in London in that time period. So if you look at our time period now, we're in 2026. We're in that time period where it's going to snow in the middle of the summer again. We're actually a little late for it. But yeah, this is a cyclic thing. You know, these guys that go to Antarctica, they dig and they find it. They don't like it, but they're telling us the same thing. Every 1,000 years, we go through a heating and a cooling cycle. And every expansion of that 1,000 years, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, it's worse and worse and worse. And it'll last longer and longer and longer. So be prepared. This is just a cycle.
I get pretty updated news each year from Groundhog that keeps me. It's super experimental.
Screw that guy.
No, it keeps me informed.
He's pretty accurate, though. I just can't say.
And depending on what he says,
I'm
like, we're going to live another year.
So we need to buy up those Carhartts, huh?
I'm frozen. I need to refresh. Oh, no. I'll be back in a minute.
Windrow Therapy just popped in. Welcome in.
Good evening, Des. Cheers.
Speaking of the camp out, the sheriff of the camp out, the gatekeeper even.
She's the best. She's like a mother.
She's the awesome one. Yep.
That's what the feeling I get from her. When I met her, I was like, you strike me as a motherly person. You have a warmth and that's a warmth to you. And she's like, Mr. Bleak rides, it's very super nice. And the whole weekend, I wish I had actually had a chance to chat her up a little bit more. Such a nice lady.
She was one of the ones at the first camp out that I was so excited to see. And I didn't get to talk to her at first, and she was like, again, she was running around everywhere, and I was like, and I was that person that went, she's too busy to talk to, I don't want to interrupt her or whatever. Well, then me and Diana went up to the Harley dish, we went up to Bert's. And she pulled in behind us. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Windrow Therapy. She jumps off her bike and she's like, hi, are you guys going to go over to Bert's? And we're like, yeah. She's like, hey, let's go eat. I'm like, oh my God, she just asked us to go eat. Oh my God. We're going to get to sit with her. It was so fun. But yeah, you figure out once you get there, everybody's just totally normal people. But yeah, Desi, you were one of the first people I was stupid excited. My wife kept going, be quiet. Stop it. But yeah, she was one of the first ones. She was like, you're embarrassing me. But yeah, she was one of the first ones I was super excited to see. So it was pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, we had lunch. She paid for our lunch too. That girl's got a heart. Oh yeah.
Well, you learn a lot about a person if you're paying attention when they're a content creator and they're consistent about being a content creator. And Windroad is constantly posting, and she is always on bike, or she's got her camper nearby, bike somewhere. And that tells you quite a lot about what her lifestyle is, and kind of the same lifestyle I aspire to have. So it's like a natural fit. Here's a person who is passionate about or loves, laughs motorcycle. And I can get behind that. A lot of content creators I watch, it seems like, I don't know, that I see what people talk about, where they're like, it's like a job and they are only riding to film or something. And I don't know, it seems rough. Whereas the people who are riding because they love it and they're just taking pictures and this is their life, that comes across as super authentic and really good. And I keep watching it.
Yeah, I don't like it. And we've talked about this before. There's the ones that are the Barbie dolls and they film for shock effect or they film for attention. And there's the ones that film because they want to share what they're seeing with you and what they want to share what they're doing with you. And they want to educate you and they want to show you stuff. Yeah, there's a definite line there. And I think the first video I ever saw of Desi's was they had gone to Louisville and they went to the Louisville Slugger factory in the museum. And that was the very first video I saw of hers. I don't know how long ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Desi, how long ago was that video? It was a long time ago. But anyway.
Aww. With the pup in her cell. Oh. Like I said, the best of us.
The pup.
Right
Yep,
there.
and she had the sweetest dogs. Yeah. Heart goes out to her.
Yeah. You're the best of us.
I suck compared to her. I'm not even the best.
You just want to be just like them when you grow up.
I never plan on growing up. No, that's never going to happen.
I can tell you a lot of what began to shape me away from being chaos leak rides to actually organized, maybe actually even giving a crap about being monetized someday or being involved on some kind of level professionally in content creation was watching. It's the Badgers who I believe put it on, and watching Dez and Toby give these workshops on how to be a better content creator. Support Bikers and Content Creators is the name of like the group, and at least 2 years I'd try to tune in like every Thursday night or whatever it was, and get one of these classes, and they'd have like a keynote speaker, and they'd have stuff they'd go over. What are people filming with? What are you doing? And I learned so much doing that I eventually gave myself this challenge where I said I'm going to make 100 videos in 1 year, and I think I made 73. But that challenge forced me to learn so much, and it was just consistency, just hopping on and doing editing and playing around with different effects and stuff, and to actually grow a style, whereas before it was just what I would call like gonzo filming.
Real quick, I didn't know. I used to watch Bell's Ride all the time. I didn't know that he passed away. Yeah, that same year. Do you remember back? This was when I first started. They were doing the challenge of a video a day for 7 days in a row for a week. Do a video every day, and it was supposed to bump your algorithm, and it worked on mine. But again, that was when I was lucky enough when I first started the channel that my channel took off for a while, and then it kind of flatlined. But it was during COVID, and nobody was doing shit during COVID. So for a motorcycle YouTuber, COVID was awesome. Mm-hmm. Because you had all these people stuck at home, and all they could do was watch YouTube.
Well, and the beauty of them being stuck at home is, I remember going riding downtown Des Moines, and until I updated to Windows 11, my background, maybe I'll have to go back and put it in, was this really nice high-definition photo from going down one of the main streets of downtown Des Moines. No cars on it. Normally, this is just a congested, awful road, but the road is almost scenic for being right in the middle of our sprawling downtown. On one side, there's a big mural. It says Des Moines on the back of like the Hotel Savory. Looking down, far off in the distance, you can see our Capitol, this gold building just shining bright, like you're heading to the light of Rome. And just to look down that long, and we also have skywalks here in Des Moines. These skywalks that connect the buildings. And so it's very wild to see these upper things that people could be moving through, these tubes, and then that view, and then way down at the end, the Capitol. I got that picture. I would have never guessed in my lifetime I would have got that picture, and it took a global pandemic to achieve it. And so in that regard, I mean, like, it is what it is. But again, that was one of the beauties of that pandemic. There's no one on the road. And if you had a motorcycle,
yeah, there was nobody out
the road.
Getting pulled over either.
Dude, I remember them telling us, dude, you have to have this, what was it called? An essential personnel signed by the CEO of the company. Because if they stop you on the road without this essential personnel sheet, you're going to get arrested. I never had one person ask me for that. Now, I worked for a brewery. And let me tell you what, during the COVID, our sales went up like 50%. We could not make the beer fast enough. I'm not kidding. And it was like, everyone's like, oh, sales might go down. We'll have to do some layoffs. Might have to do some limited sheets. Might have to do some limited shifts and stuff. No. Dude, we went from, we literally had overlapping shifts because we just could not make enough beer. There were times they were like, we don't even have time to clean the tanks. We don't have time to clean the fillers. Let's just do back-to-back brews and do a hot water flush, go right back in. And we did that for like almost 2 years straight. We could not make it fast enough.
I was maintenance, and it was one of the times I was actually kind of salty about being maintenance because I was an essential worker. And I always thought of Schindler's List, where he's like, essential worker. I'm essential. No, don't shoot me. I was an essential worker. I had to go fix people's toilets even in the pandemic. And that was freaking goofy. Going in someone's home and they're just like, do you have it? I got the mask on. Can you put one on?
Do you have it?
I don't know. It was like, Is COVID in the room with us right now? Can you see it?
I have it, but would you rather have shit on your floor or going down the toilet? Let me know.
I don't want to be.
Let me know now.
Way,
I'll leave.
But here I am. What are we gonna do?
So I became friends with a girl up in Canada. She lives up in Montreal, or Toronto rather. It was Road Queen Sarah, and she said that people came around and checked her house to make sure that they weren't leaving their house every day. No shit.
Yeah, Iowa was pretty.
They told us not to come to work for like 2 weeks. That was it. It was road trip time. Weirdest thing ever, being on the Las Vegas Strip at 4 p.m. and there's not one car on it.
Dude, Memphis.
Nobody was out. They had the casino. A lot of casinos don't have doors, so they just had them barricaded off. Some of them have wood up. But I'm sitting there down. It's towards the Stratosphere, and there's these dice and everything set up down there at the time. And I'm kind of standing there going, "Wow, I'm the only one here." And then I did the Ricola, and I heard the echo, and I was like, "Wow, that's kind of cool." And then took off. And up
Dude, Memphis. I remember Memphis looking like the opening scene from The Walking Dead. It's like we went from bumper to bumper fighting people. I could do 100 miles an hour. It was like an open speedway.
Oh yeah, that's the
nobody
whole
on
time
the road.
I was doing triple
Nobody
digits.
on the road.
Yeah, and even then, the cops were scared to stop people, so you could just go. They didn't care.
So
if you did see one, they were like, "Yeah, I'm not stopping." There's nothing to do.
Journey and Jerry's talking about the hard Mountain Dew, and I got a funny story about that. So we were the first brewery to make hard Mountain Dew in Memphis, and we made it for a year. And when their testers came in, and it was popular, it was flying off the shelves. And one of their testers came in, and they're like, "Hey, it doesn't pass our profile test." And when we checked it, we were using the wrong sugar, and had been using the wrong sugar for a year.
Oh no!
So so we have 5 sugars we use at the brew. We have sucrose, fructose, dextrose, and this stuff they call sweet 80, and then we have the sugar free. It looks like honey. We had been using sucrose, and we were supposed to be using dextrose. So we reformulated it, and when it went back on the shelves, everybody said it tasted like shit, and then people stopped buying it.
Yeah,
That's weird, because usually in any kind of a carbonated beverage of any kind, the sugar will actually change into sucrose after like 30 days.
Well, no. We were making, so we were putting sucrose in it. And actually, so your sugary beverages are supposed to stop fermenting at a certain point. Well, the Mountain Dew, because it had so much citric acid in it, kept fermenting. So we were giving people, it went out the door at 7%. By the time the consumer got it, it was probably 10%.
Nice.
And it was still very sweet. Once we went back to dextrose, it wasn't as sweet and also wasn't as alcoholic. It didn't taste right. So once we made it the way they wanted it to taste, nobody wanted it. So they shouldn't have fucked with it. They should have just let us make it like we wanted to.
That sounds like an experiment gone right.
Yeah, it's the what is it, the Post-it note theory. Sometimes when you fuck something up, it comes out better than you wanted it to.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
We were actually looking at, waiting for COVID to totally kick in where we wouldn't have to go to work anymore. And it never happened.
Yeah, they only did that to us for a couple of weeks, and then they were like, "Yeah, you got to start coming in." Damn it!
Well, the first time I had COVID, I didn't even know I had COVID. I went and tested. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you got COVID. You got a fever. You got COVID." So I went home and just sat around the house for 7 days. Went back to work. Next time I had it, because they were shooting us with IR guns when we came through the gate. They were shooting our foreheads. And after a while, they were like, "Your head's hot. Roll your windows down." And they roll the windows down, and then they shoot you again. Oh yeah, it's cold now. So we were just rolling our windows down before we got to the gate. Yeah, your temperature, your body temperature is 45 degrees. Yeah, you're good. Go in. I'm like, sure it's 45 degrees. Yeah. So, but then I got the Omicron. When I got the Omicron variant, I literally thought I was going to die. and I was home for 10 days. Like literally, like the first 3 days, I had 104-degree temperature. I would have to go lay under the freaking tub faucet for like, 5 minutes to cool off. I had the water as cold as it would go, and I was still burning up. Well, when I finally went back to work after 10 days, I walked in. I had lost 30 pounds because I couldn't eat for literally 10 days straight. And my manager looked at me and went, "Go home." I'm like, "No, I'm fine now." He says, "No, you're not. You're going to take another 3 days off. Go home." And they sent me back home for 3 more days. Omicron, and I swear to God, this is how you can tell it's an engineered virus. They said any virus you've got, like flu A, flu B, whatever, takes about 5 years to do any kind of change at all that you can actually, it's a different, variant. COVID was changing every 30 days. Every 30 days, microbiology of the COVID virus was changing. That's how you know it was an engineered virus, because it was trying to change itself to something normal. Anyway, I digress. Hey, biker girl, what's up?
Hey.
How are you? Nice flannel. It's not purple. What the fuck? What have you done?
I know. I occasionally change.
Did you finally throw that purple ripped shit piece of junk away?
Well, what? Hold on, what?
Did you finally throw that ripped piece of shit away?
No.
How about if I buy you a new one?
But you know what I did do? Hold on. It is no longer ripped. I stitched it shut.
Finally? Took you long enough.
I am crafty as fuck, my friends. So
why,
yeah,
why did it take you 2 years to sew up a shirt? What the hell?
I'm lazy.
Right.
Lazy. I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I feel like every time I think I get a handle on things, life says hold my beer, and something else happens, and I just I'm trying to keep my eyes wide open and not say, oh well, what else can happen, because
yeah, don't tempt God. Don't tell God to bring it on. That's just no.
No, I don't. But yeah, it's definitely been one of those lately.
It's okay. You just ignore like all of it, and then it gets really bad. Only 10% of it gets through to get really bad. And you got to fix it. Most of it, 90%, will just go away. Just ignore it.
It's been unrelenting.
So Desi's asking how many people are going to be at Forgotten Angels in March, and how many are going to the spring. Eureka Springs is only like 4 or 5 hours away from me, so that one's easy to make. I can leave in the morning and be there after lunch. So I would definitely try to make I think Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue is like maybe in October, but the Spring Fling I could probably make, because I can knock that out on a weekend. I can leave after work and be there that night, stay in the KOA overnight, and be there for the party the next day. So how many of you guys are actually going to the March campout? I'm going. Doug's going to try to go.
Going to try. It's 1,800 miles, so it's going to take me at least a day.
So are you going to put her on her own bike, or where are we at in that? Have we gotten some bags and touring kits on the BMWs yet?
No idea. I believe she's going to be in school. I don't know. I think. Oh no, she's saying no. It might be spring break. So I don't know. We'll see. That's it. I'm going to try, but like I said, if there's something that comes up where I'm needed to stay here for work, then I'm going to be staying here for work, because I'm not turning down that money.
Relum, if you want to know about Eureka Springs, Google Pig Trail, Arkansas. And that is all you need to know about Eureka Springs. There's 4 roads leading to it, and they're all deadly, but they're all different degrees of deadly.
Yeah.
It's a good ride.
It was such a good ride.
Every road's
pouring rain that whole weekend. We were there for the weirdo meetup.
Yeah.
And it was still so much fun. I got such a terrible cold, and I had rented a cabin at the KOA, and it was incredibly reasonable, by the way, if you're looking for reasonable accommodations. And again, I always shoot for not around people. It worked out beautifully, but yeah, I got terribly sick. It rained the entire time, but those roads, I've never been on twisties the like,
Twisty and wind, and so there's 4 roads to get there. So if you come in from Ork, Arkansas, straight up from right near Little Rock, that's the worst one. And then there's one that comes up through Walnut Ridge, Arkansas. And so the one that comes up from Walnut Ridge is like this. Hills, up and down, and slight curves. If you come up from Ork, it's back-to-back hairpin curves on the side of a cliff with no line on the side of the road. And there were a few points where I could look down on my right side, and I had to dodge trucks that were coming around corners, and I could see straight down my foot into the valley. And it was probably 200 or 300 foot drop. No shoulder on the road. And then coming in from Rogers, it's not too bad. It's just windy and a lot of plains. So you're coming through fields, and the wind is blowing about 40, 50 miles an hour. We went during Easter. So the spring turnover, that April showers bring Mayflowers kind of weather. That's what we were in. We were going to stay in a tent. And literally the day before we left, we're like, maybe we should get a cabin. And luckily we got a cabin. And when we got there, Aussie T-Clocks and his friend were there, and they're like, yeah, dude, we're going to have to set up a tent in this, and it's pouring fucking rain. Well, me and my wife had just decided to get a cabin with bunk beds in it also. So we're like, well, if you guys want to sleep in the bunk beds, you can have them. And a lot of people did that. So remember, Shade Tree had gotten a 5-room cabin or something. He ended up not staying in it because he stayed in the cat house and let other people stay in his bunkhouse.
Yeah.
It was nasty, dude. It was nasty.
Yeah. Well, that's when I met, on that trip, I met Everyday Grease, Lance. And he was at the KOA as well. I'd met some other people previously, like Mad Yankee and a couple others. But Lance was trying to set up his tent. And it was just so windy, he couldn't get nothing done. Every time he'd even try to unfold it, it'd rip out of his damn hands. And I was like, holy smokes, man, here, let me help out. Because, you see a brother in need, you jump in.
Yeah, I think we went to the campout, or we went to the KOA, and everybody was supposed to be staying at the KOA. And then when they got there and found out that there was a drag review in town, everybody stayed in town. So there were maybe 10 of us that were actually at the KOA. Mm-hmm. So then we went into town, and so me and Diana are looking for people, and we're like, where is everybody? So we went to pass, and I keep calling it the Angry Beaver. It's not the Angry Beaver. I can't remember the wrong name.
The Rowdy Beaver.
The Rowdy Beaver. So we saw a shitload of bikes at the Rowdy Beaver, and I'm like, let's go there. It looks like everybody's there. And when we backed in, I saw Shade Tree's bike, and I was like, that's Shade Tree's bike. Mm-hmm. So they were here. And that's where I met you.
Yeah. And I met... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I met Bo Gator, and I met that Aussie Clocks, and I met another guy who I thought was a content creator, and I can't say I ever seen him do anything after that. But he seemed like a genuine, very nice guy. Met Jerry there, because Jerry was with Shade Tree and Bo Gator. They all rode in together, and he was such a nice man. If you don't get a chance to meet Jerry in life, you've messed something up.
Whiskey Chaser was there too, and I don't see him doing a lot of stuff anymore. I think his life got busy.
It happens. It's hard. I don't put out videos near as consistently as I'd like, because for me, the chance to get away from the dealership even and do my own content, I'm there 11, 12 hours a day. And then when I get some time off, I also live in Iowa, where the weather may be trying to kill you actively. So the chance to even go film good content is so limited, that window. And I'll do other stuff. I get kind of creative with it, where instead of just I can reuse a lot of B-roll I save and make some other kind of compelling story. I don't know if it's compelling. The average video gets like 200 views. So
I think some people just like to watch people ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works out. Desi's saying that the Arkansas Dragon is the scary one, and that's the one that comes out from Ork. When I got to the campout, we got up to the Rowdy Beaver, I saw people, I came out that road, and it fell off of it like 3 or 4 times, and they're like, oh, that road's easy, blah, blah. And I was actually talking to, so the ornery one was there with his wife, and then I can't remember the guy that's in Poplar Bluff. Shit, what's his name?
Tori. Crazy Cooter.
Crazy Cooter was there, and he's like, no, that road's not that bad. And I said, which road did you take? Because we came in for Poplar Bluff. And I go, no, you got to go south. So go south towards Ork. And they're like, yeah, we'll ride that tomorrow. Well, they took off and they came back and they're like, that road's freaking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, that's the one we came up. We went the next day and we had gone to Picture Harley Davidson in Rogers. And everybody's like, yeah, this road ain't that bad. And I'm like, this is not the road I took. I was like, go south. And so we got back from Picture and they took off and went south. And they made it as far as the Tea Kettle. And if you look up the Tea Kettle on the Ozark Trail, that's the one that's on the Dragon. It's nasty, dude. It's absolutely nasty. So, but if you think you're a skilled rider, go for it. It will make. I've rode Tail of the Dragon, and it's a nice road. If you want to ride a real road that will make you into a man, ride that one. Ride the one that's on the Tea Kettle. It'll change your life. I promise you. Yeah.
Come out here, you guys.
To California?
Come out here. Pacific Northwest.
Right on the side of a mountain? I've seen those. I want to do that. I used to watch this girl. What was her name? T-Rex? She actually lives up in like the part of the California that burned. She lives up there.
Palisades.
What was that girl's name? She used to come into our chats. T-Rex. I don't remember what her name was. She got really nasty. She had a bad breakup, and all of a sudden she hated men, and we kicked her out of our group. So, because she was nasty. Anyway, she used to ride that and ride the
I'm sure that went a long ways to her liking men again, huh?
Well, she came in and she was really friendly and had made cool videos and stuff. And she broke up, and all of a sudden she was like, "Men are pigs, fuck men up, men are fucking assholes, and fuck men." And the group we're in, it was all us, it was all men, and we're like, "Well, okay, well, fuck you too. We're gonna kick you out of our group. Eat a bag of dicks, bitch." So I'll put up with a lot of shit. I will, but it's like, okay, well, if you don't like us, bye. So, I don't know. Yes, it is the KOA Eureka Springs. It's very cool. Even getting into that KOA, as soon as you turn in, it's like almost a straight drive right up. Gravel. That was fun. Yeah. In the rain. Cycle Fanatics and Marvel Kid. Marvel Kid, he was in... Is he the one that's in the 5 Dirty Bikers? I used to follow those guys until they got a little bit weird too.
Oh, we're all a little bit weird.
We're all a little bit weird. I don't know. Once people start saying things that make you a little bit... Once people start saying things that make you a bit uncomfortable, I don't say anything. I don't fight with them. I don't make any comments. I just believe.
Yeah, when we start spending alone time with chickens, then yeah, it's going to be a little weird.
I have no chickens. And I think I have said that...
Don't judge.
Speaking of, chickens are coming.
Oh boy!
I know.
All right, so in the camp out, so Relum is coming. I'm coming. Doug's probably coming. Bleaky coming in March.
I'll put it this way: I'm gonna head that direction.
I don't think he's coming,
and I'm gonna make my best effort.
This year is terrible for me.
4 times. Bleak.
Oh,
what do you think?
I think this year is terrible for me. I've got so many commitments at the dealership that I've got to learn and earn and be a part of, that my year is already spent. I do have the opportunity. I got my best buddy, Kel, and we're going to be going to Colorado again, do some more hiking. I think his dad and our other buddies coming. We got this beautiful cabin right on the foothills of Estes, and you open the back door and you can see the mountains. And I don't know, if nothing else, a cup of coffee in a morning looking at the mountains might be just what the doctor ordered. And then hopefully into next year, the wife really wants to go on a cruise. Man, she's really into this idea of a cruise. She went on one and now she's really about another. But I need a motorcycle trip. And if both can be made to happen, then all is well, and peace will usher in, and wine will flow from the heavens.
There will be peace in the valley once more.
Yeah. Yep.
It'd be nice.
I'd like to go to another camp out though. I think about it often. I had so much fun, the one I went to, but when I got there, I was pretty wiped out traveling from Iowa to down there, and I realize there's a lot of romanticizing I do about my motorcycle life, and there's the actual on the road in the saddle hours. The trip down beat the piss out of me, and even on my big bagger, it was a lot. I wasn't ready for all that it was going to entail, and I broke it up. I was a little guy. I did 500 miles a day. And right about that time, right before I left, her two wheels had come out with the video, and she's like, 1,000 miles ain't nothing. I eat that up like barbecue. And I'm like, man, she's a fucking champion. And so then I was at that camp out. She was there. I went up to her and I asked her, I was like, hey, you mean that? Like, you know, people put on personas for video. You just 1,000 miles. And she's like, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I can do that. And I felt very confident after that. I was like, man, I'm gonna be like her. I'm gonna bust that out. And I went 750 miles on my way back one of the days, and it got weird. It got freaking weird. I was like talking to myself up in my helmet. I was like falling asleep, and I'd wake up and be like, who's been riding this motorcycle? Where are we? What's going on?
I did that going through parts of Alabama and Georgia. So again, I ride at night because nobody else is on the road. I can go faster. And there were times I was running through these fields, and there were these little single like blacktop roads that had deer on both sides, and it's real curvy. And I'm seeing the curve coming, and I'm still heading toward the curve, and I'm off the shoulder. I'm like, why isn't the bike moving? Oh, it's because I'm not steering, and I'd have to lean it in. And it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, and it's like, yeah, nobody's driving this bike. What the fuck happened?
Yeah. And, who's been steering?
Yeah.
What's been happening? It's a jarring experience, and after that happened a couple of times, I think I was coming through part of Tennessee, and it was really weird. And finally, I was like, I don't know if I feel safe anymore. And usually, when I start getting kind of spent, normally like ready to go, Bill travels at like 80, 90 miles an hour plus, and then tired Bill, it just slows down to where I'm doing 65 and I'm struggling to do that. And I'm like falling asleep, looking around and stuff. And it's time to pull off the road.
Yeah.
And get me a place for the night. And then,
yeah. I have learned it when it gets curvy, I need to take the cruise control off, because if not, I have no doubt I'd take it off side of the road. Because again, like you say, when you start getting tired, you slow down. And sometimes that's the only thing that saves you.
Yeah,
as you're going slower. I love driving at night, but sometimes you just gotta, And again, sometimes you need a 5-minute break. Sometimes you need to get off that bike and eat a taquito and down a couple of teas and a bag of peanuts. And sometimes it's a 5-minute break. Sometimes it's a 30-minute break. So I might again, like when I go to Tampa, I might get there in 13 hours. I might get there in 16 hours. Depends on how many breaks I need and how long I need to get off that bike and walk around until I get my brains back.
Yeah,
all the energy in that taquito.
There's a lot of energy in a taquito. I have perfected the things my body needs when it's on the motorcycle traveling to keep it awake and alert and moving.
The hot roller taquito is it.
So in different places call them different things. So Speedway calls them taquitos. Love's calls them tornadoes.
Yeah,
and most of the time I stop at Love, so most of the time I'm getting the tornadoes. You want to get the chicken ones. You do not want to get the spicy chicken ones. Otherwise, about 30 minutes later, you got to stop the bike again.
There's somebody
somebody
sitting here on the couch that gives me a weird look every time I get gas station food. And you know, I just tell her, trust the program. Trust the program. It'll work out.
So for Desi, I said that wrong. It's Ozark, Arkansas, where it starts and goes up on, and I think it's 23 through the tea kettle. And that by far, I mean, I've rode some sketchy roads, but riding through the Tea Kettle in Arkansas is the sketchiest road I've ever driven on. When we went back, we went all the way across and went through Russellville, and that road was pretty easy. That was actually really nice. Bananas are good, yes sir, and peanuts are good, and tea is good. I've learned to not. I can't drink sodas when I'm traveling long distances. I usually have to stop and get either the gold leaf tea or the Lipton tea. Because if I drink soda, I'll get this huge burst, and then I crash.
I get that.
So, I'm a Chex Mix kind of traveler. Big fan of Chex Mix and any kind of charcuterie. I like to get these little charcuterie kits that maybe have some olives and some kind of Italian meats and some little cheeses, and they keep pretty well in like a tank bag or a saddle bag, even without necessarily cooling. The Chex Mix obviously keeps very well, and it's the kind of stuff that on the road doesn't make you like feel something in your gut. And one of the things I've figured out is I'm a sucker for stuff that says jalapeno in it, like jalapeno corn dogs that truck stops love to carry. And oh man, every time they get me, I'm like, you sons of bitches. I get down the road and my guts are just twisting up like a towel.
Like I said, plain chicken. Don't get that spicy chicken.
Oh,
your life gets difficult.
Came from Chernobyl farms.
We did. Where did we go? Oh, so I was going to Louisiana one time. I like that Chex Mix too, and the trail mix and shit. And I got the one with chocolate M&Ms and shit in it. And when I stopped to eat it, it was in the tube like nutty toothpaste. It looked like a fucking turd. And I had to tear one corner off and squeeze it out like brown toothpaste. It was good. Still tasted good. If you can get over the sight of it. If you can get over how it looks.
No.
Bit nutty, but it's fine.
No, I'll stick to my healthy white Monster, and once in a while a burrito.
Yeah, when I'm traveling, so I've got my little travel mug with a little straw in it, and I can drink as I go. That kind of helps me out. If I drink it all at once, I got to stop 30 minutes later. So I'll drink a little bit, and then I'll fill up my little canteen and put the rest in the back, and I can keep going. But holy crap!
Yeah, I got to stop every 120 miles anyway. So,
yeah. Well, I got to stop every 120 miles, but again, you don't want to eat anything that's going to make you stop 20 minutes later. You'll never get there.
One place I split, whenever I make my stops, and they're regular, I learned on a couple of the longer trips that like trying to burn through was not great. And I just stop regularly now. I'll just stop. I see a station, I'm at 3/4, half a tank. I just stop, top it off. I get a coffee, and I walk around for a little bit. And a lot of folks would say like stay away from coffee. It's like a diuretic. It'll make you pee a lot. On the road, I don't notice that, and I'm going to stop in 120 miles anyway, and something to look forward to, and maybe that adds a little urgency.
Yeah.
But I love the coffee as well because it's always like, I don't know, I get cool. My hands get a little cold. My feet get a little cold. Just the wind all the time, and stopping and having a warm cup. Take my gloves off, hold that warm cup. It kind of, I can almost imagine my color comes back, or,
yeah, and that darn caffeine keeping you alert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's what I learned from Shade Tree. Go to the gas stations. Like the Love's always has the heated hand dryers.
Right.
And when it's cold, use those on your gloves. And if it's too fucking bad, put them on your boots. And people will look at you a little crazy, but nobody will say anything if you're in there and you've got your boot on the boot dryer.
Yeah.
Because it never fails. On the way back, every time it either rains or gets stupid cold. It could be 90 degrees when I leave Florida. When I get up around the top of Georgia or the bottom of Alabama, all of a sudden it drops to like 40 degrees. Mm-hmm. So I did get good heated gloves. So I have battery operated gloves now because I don't have my heated grips anymore. I am going to get some, however.
What year's your bike?
23.
Bleak, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that one pre-wired? I think there might be plugs in the grips. You might have to pop
there might be. There might be. There might not.
23.
I know the 23 and ups they should be a lot of the new stuff. Although there's also like 23 and a half where a bunch of stuff changed.
Well, I know a lot of the so I've got the X, which is the standard, and I know the Limiteds had a lot more shit than mine doesn't have.
Yeah, it would be quick, easy check. Just pop those two screws or those two little bolts out and pop that cover off. Take a look on the backside, see if it's got that extra outlet plug
on the back of the switch cover.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and you'll see like an empty plug. That's for your heated grips if it's there. So the newer, I say the newer ones, but I think that did change like 23 and a half. I think you're right. But.
Yeah. Well, and then there's weird stuff Harley does, and I'm not disparaging Harley. I love you, Harley. But weird stuff they do where they like on the Lowrider ST, it has its own, it's got this new style of peg that have a detent ball and a spring instead of the old school little flat washer that was universal with like every peg ever made. So they reinvented something that worked for a long, long time. And I don't know that it was to its betterment. It is quite a bit sturdier. It is quite a bit, more. It's a big, thick chunk of metal now instead of the thinner Clevis style. Still Clevis style, but just sturdier. And it's got this detent ball. It's fancy, It gives you that nice tactile click like it's a damn toolbox or something. But to me, I don't like it. I don't like that. I like tried, tested, and true. Give me ABS, sure, or cruise control or pre-wired heated grips. But some things I don't know almost still feel kind of sacred. And I'm a little vexed that they did that particular one. Biker girls just like having a great time.
No, I love that you managed to slide in vexed into your conversation. I loved it. No, but you're right. There are some things that are sacred, and it's just part of, that's the whole thing about the you can do this, you can do that. I was just having the conversation about the $100,000 Harley, and how some people are who would ever, and then some people are like, I would never downgrade because I've already spent all the money on mods, and they've got the CVOs and the STs and blah blah blah. But it's what Harley essentially comes with that makes it Harley.
CVO.
The things on a bike mean something to the person that wants that thing on their bike. To me, you could spray paint the bike flat black and I'd still ride it. I don't need the cool paint job. Paint jobs are cool. I've done my own paint jobs. But when a paint job gets to where the paint job is like $25,000 over the bike, it's like maybe we've done too much paint. Again, you're talking to a guy that spends $30 and paints an entire motorcycle with a cans of rattle spray paint. Because I like a cool paint job, but I'm not going to spend $20,000 on
it. Yeah. Oh, that bike's a crazy one to talk about. The swing arm is a 200-pound chunk of aluminum. They mill down to 8 pounds, and it's a work of art. The exhaust, I was watching Thrash and Supply the other day, and like their head fabricator, the former aircraft engineer or something, and just this incredible guy, and they were chopping up this custom RR exhaust. And he was talking, and hopefully a keyboard warrior or Silicon Samurai will correct me if I'm wrong. But he was talking about from head pipe to shielding down to muffler. It was a $10,000 unit, and just the muffler section was $3,000 something. And you can't get that exhaust if you don't own that bike. It's not available to you. That's specifically for that bike, race only. You better have some numbers to match up. Again, getting it, and they were just cutting it up, and I was like, oh man. And having a aircraft engineer really served them well, because the way the pipe's shaped, it grows larger as it goes down, and so it's like stepped. And he cut sections out of the pipe and stacked them to make a custom like part that brought it all into size and made it work, and it looked perfect. It looked like it was built that way. But that bike, I actually met a guy who had 2 of them. They stopped at Big Barn two of them traveling from Utah to Wisconsin, and had stopped at Big Barn in Iowa. They said, "Oh, we seen you on the highway. Thought we'd stop." The guy owned a bike shop in Utah, and he had bought two of them, and he wanted to go to Wisconsin. And he told his buddy, like, "You want to take the other one?" And his buddy's like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah, man.
And so they stopped. We got pictures. I made a little, it's probably on my Insta, little video of, check out, we got two RRs. That's $220,000 worth of motorcycles sitting in our parking lot 10 feet away from each other. And I asked the one guy, the buddy, "Hey, man, you guys been traveling the highway quite a bit. What's it like on this RR?" And he's like, "Well, it's amazing. But when you're in third gear and you decide you want to pass a semi and you give it a little gas and you're doing a wheelie, passing the semi, it's not what I was trying to do or the experience I thought I was going to have. It's a hell of a bike. It is one hell of a machine, but you got to be ready because it's going to lift it and you're going to go." And I was like, wow. So it's a race bike. It's legitimately a race bike that you can go operate on the road if you have 110. Well, they're more than that now. I saw one being resold, and they wanted like,
stop looking at me, biker girl.
200,000 for it. Oh, do you want one, Doug? You want to do some wheelies down the highway?
I would only in Mexico.
Yes. Well, controlled track-like environment. Thrashing, they went and ripped theirs around a track, and I was like, oh, mad respect. I'm a believer in that. You want to impress me? Go set a new lap record or something. Don't zip past a granny doing 190 and give her a freaking heart attack. But at the same time, I could do my fair share of speeding nonsense.
Yeah, I want to get somewhere fast, but I don't want to run off the road while I'm getting there.
Yeah,
that's always a good plan. Not crash.
Or get arrested.
Crashing sucks.
No, I can tell you this, when and I know this by looking at videos, when the helicopter's chasing you, you know you're going to go to jail.
Hey, you ride within your limits. And I wouldn't say that about the helicopters. They've lost them before. Yeah, just ride within your limits. That's it. I don't know. I stay within my limits. So I think the last time how long ago was that? The last time I actually was injured on a wreck was in my own driveway when I lived in Indiana, and that was 2002, I think. So, but yeah, it's ride with it. You just ride within your limits. That's it.
I never ride faster than I can see.
And then I dodge everything. I just assume everything's gonna kill me. I see somebody coming out of the driveway, I slow down. I go through an intersection, I slow down because I just assume somebody's gonna turn in front of me, and I've got on the brakes and almost hit cars and been like, well, if I wouldn't have slowed down, then I would have probably been over the hood of a car again, and I don't want to do that.
Any bad wrecks I've had it at relatively low speeds. I ran into a fence post. I was probably maybe going 15 miles an hour. T-boned a truck. I was only going 30, and then when I fell on the ice, I was only doing maybe 10.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not the speed that kills you; it's that sudden stop.
Yeah, I was fortunate. The one I was doing, I don't know, about 45 mile an hour, went over the hood of a Honda Accord that turned in front of me. And I was just real fortunate with that one. Same thing with the one in my own driveway. I still went and rode 250 miles one way for a meeting.
Desi, nice seeing you. I'll see you at the campout.
But
Cleveland Road.
It's just one of those things. Ride within limits and watch out. And I've learned those. We've all learned those lessons, though. So
yeah. Sometimes I feel like
I didn't. It's like going to the bar. I keep saying that. It's like going to the bar and drinking water. No, I got the bike because I'm not gonna run 55 miles an hour. Okay, I'm gonna get there quicker.
Sometimes my limit is in excess of double digits. Sometimes my limit is very sub double digits. I feel like doing different things at different times, and it's that feeling. I think sometimes your common sense tells you this is where you need to slow down, and sometimes it's like this is where it might be a good time to go a little faster, enjoy stuff. You just got to be smart enough to know which is which, and listen to that inner voice inside your head that says, you probably need to slow down now. Because that voice has saved me more than once. When when I went with the group to Land Between the Lakes, it was kind of moist. It had been raining the day before. We all wanted to go to breakfast. So I'm on the BMW. They're on their Harleys and their little sport bikes. They're tripping through here, and all of a sudden they go to this treat area where it's kind of hilly. There's some little dips and shit. And I slowed down. Everybody's like, you should be going faster. You're on the BMW, man. You can't keep up. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what's on the other side of this hill. And when we came across, I've never slipped a tire on this bike. We got to the bottom of the hill. There was a pile of leaves, and they were wet. Grass doesn't scare me. Sand, I'm cautious of. When the leaves are wet, that's when you die. And just luckily, I'd had this feeling I needed to slow down. I fell behind everybody, and at the bottom of the hill, there was a pile of wet leaves right in the middle of the fucking road. And so I slipped still, but I had slowed down enough where I could catch myself and keep it going. But they were like, oh, man, I can't believe you slowed down. And I'm like, I can't believe you guys ran through that shit. But those guys are on single stacked on their own bikes. Nobody on a passenger seat. I had 1,000 pounds of motorcycle with my wife on the back. So it was a good time to slow down. I'll put myself in jeopardy. I won't put her in jeopardy.
I often think of a quote from a Missouri man named Ken. I'm not in a hurry, but I want to go fast. I like that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels good.
Yeah. Not in a hurry. I actually had the sound clip. I caught him saying that, and I was recording at the time, and I turned it into a little sound clip. Sometimes I'll throw it in like a little secret at the end of a video.
You know, in all the decades that I've ridden, I was thinking about this. I've never asked somebody else, hey, how do you think I'm riding today? I've just never asked. Hey, what do you think about my riding today, man? Because it's not that I don't care. It's that opinion just doesn't matter to me.
I've asked people if they're comfortable. I barely ride with other people. Yeah. So when I'm riding in a group with people, I'm like, how comfortable are you riding with me? Am I all right? They usually say I'm okay, but that's the only time I'll ever care.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, riding with people, it's you got people that ride with groups, don't ride with groups. That I don't know. You know, to me, I know how to ride. I stay in my part of the lane. I'm good. I stick with it. People that ride steady, yeah, we can go handlebar to handlebar. I'm fine with that.
I won't go handlebar to handlebar with anybody. It's not a thing against anybody.
And that's their opinion. They can ride however they want to. I really don't care.
So I got this thing. So when I'm riding, especially because I'm used to riding alone, so I'm going to ride into the best part of the lane. If I look up and I see something's in the road, or I see this part's worn away, especially here when it gets up, excess of 100 degrees and the tarmac starts coming up, I'll dodge the weird holes in the road. And I have to remind myself sometimes if I'm with somebody to not just like change lanes, quickly. But one, if I'm riding with somebody, I want to kind of don't want to violate their space. And if you handlebar to handlebar, I don't trust anybody enough to go handlebar to handlebar with them at all.
Okay.
So I always stagger.
That's okay for you to do that.
It's just my thing.
It's nothing against anybody.
Well, that's because I know I'm going to probably sporadically change lanes because that's what I'm used to doing, and I'll do it automatically without even thinking about anybody. Like Roland says, I want the escape route. I want somebody blocking me from getting out of the way.
Always.
Serenity Kitty says, don't forget about the super speeder laws in Florida when you guys go. Because they will lock you up and they'll smile while they're doing it.
That sounds like a really shitty place to be.
I don't plan on doing in excess of 100 miles an hour. So
right in Florida.
Yeah, I don't plan on doing 100 miles an hour in Florida, so not a problem.
Yeah, I don't. From what I've seen, and I haven't experienced the whole thing with Florida and their super speeder thing, but it pretty much looks like they mostly leave the bikes alone. They're just like every other state.
They're pretty full. I mean, the lanes are pretty full though.
Level, they're going to leave you alone.
So when you get up like near my neck of the woods, if you get up near like between Birmingham and here, the roads are wide open. There's hardly anybody on the roads, and they're not going to mess with you. Yeah. You get around like Gainesville, Ocala. If you're speeding through there, there's way too many cops per cubic foot. and they will stop you.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to stop, and that's fine. If it's going to make somebody's day to write some little $200 ticket to me, I'd be glad to do it. It's just not that big of a freaking deal to me.
A super speeder ticket is not $200.
Okay, $1,500. As long as it's not more than that.
No, you go to jail. You go to jail.
I was so lucky,
and I'm not willing to whisk it.
I was so lucky. I was in a car. We were on one of our last Colorado trips. We had rented an Audi. Thing was a disguised race car, is what it was. And I was coming through Colorado. I was doing like 111, and then my buddy's like, "Bill, I think that's a cop," and I was like, "Oh no!" And so I started slowing down, and he clocked me at like 97, and he pulls me over, and I'm like, "Ooh, I don't want to lose my license. I love to ride motorcycles." And he was a motorcycle cop, and he came up, and he's like, "What's going on, sir?" And I'm like, "I'll be honest, this is a rental car, my guy, and it looks like a rental car, but it's actually a race car, and I'm not used to it, and the car got a little away from me, not to the point that I was out of control, but just, I wasn't paying attention, and I think I was going a little fast." And he's like, you were, and I said, are you on a motorcycle back there? And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, what kind of motorcycle?" And he's like, "Well, it's a BMW." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Oh, yeah, cool." And he's like, "You like motorcycles?" I was like, "Oh, man, that's my life. I love motorcycles." And he's like, "Well, I got a KTM Super Duke at home." I was like, "You got a Super Duke? You pulling me over for speeding?" And he's like, "Well, I don't get caught. I don't get caught speeding, man." He said, "I'm going to write you a ticket." And I said, "Okay, that seems fair." And he's like, so he writes me a ticket. He's like, "You're from Iowa? This will be fine for you. We have a point system here that you guys don't have, so this won't go against your license. Here's your ticket." It was like $257. And
nice.
He's like, "Pay it in 30 days or some bullshit happens you probably don't want." And I'm like, "Well, I'll be back in Iowa in a week, and I will immediately mail off a money order or something that." He's like, "You can pay it online too." And I was like, "Even better. Cool." And I did. I just, as soon as I got home, paid that ticket. And I was so thankful to have met a moto cop and to have actually gave a hoot. I wanted to know more about what he was riding. And I think that de-escalated what should have been, I think, was 20-something over.
Yeah,
should have been.
You got something coming.
Yeah, I got some leniency, and I'm thankful to that nice man, and I hope he's doing well.
I got one in Texas one time. The cop pulls me over, and he says, "Do you know how fast you're going?" And I said, "Honestly, sir, I don't." And he says, "Me neither. My radar only goes up to 100. And I'm like, "I am so sorry." He goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm leaving for the Navy in a week, and I'm trying to go around, and this is like 1 o'clock in the morning." I was like, "I'm trying to see all my friends before I leave, and I got a lot of friends, and I'm just trying to get from place to place to see all my friends." He goes, "I was in the Navy." "You don't say." And he goes, "I'm going to write this at 75, because if I put you down at 100 plus, yeah, you're going to lose your license. You're going to get reckless driving." I said, "I really appreciate that." And he goes, "I'm going to put it at 70. I'm going to cut you some slack." And, I have been the luckiest guy ever, with a few exceptions. I've been hit by those cops that were just assholes and stopped you at those weird fucking, traffic stops that don't exist, where they hide the signs or there's no sign and they go, "Oh, it's a city ordinance that the speed limit is 35. You didn't know that? Oh, you should know that because you're driving through my city." I got hit like that in Louisiana. That's why from now on, when I go through Louisiana, I stay on highways. I do not go through small cities in Louisiana. Because fuck Louisiana. They will get you. They got us, I think it was like a year ago, we were going down some back roads. We decided not to go 55 because it was like stupid fucking hot. We went on some back roads, and they stopped me in like Pineville, Louisiana. No fucking speed limit signs. And he's like, "Oh, well, speed limit's 45. And I said, "There was no speed limit sign." He goes, "Oh, that was way back there. You didn't see it." And I'm like, "There were no speed limit signs. First speed limit I saw was the one right across from where you were sitting." He goes, Oh, there was one before that. I'm like, why would they be 2 45-mile-an-hour speed limit signs back to back? That's bullshit. I'm like, okay, whatever. And paid the fine online. And I talked to a friend of mine who's also a cop down in Lake Charles, and he's like, oh yeah, that's the crookedest city around here. He goes, I got a ticket there. I don't even fight them because they have a magistrate. They don't have a judge. So if you try to go before the magistrate's busy. You're not in town that day. He's not there. And then when you show up for it, he's not there. And all of a sudden now you've got another $200 tacked on your fine.
I've seen a film about that where they had a magistrate instead of a judge. It had Chevy Chase and Demi Moore in it. It was called Nothing to Lose, Nothing But Loose.
Nothing to lose.
Nothing to lube.
Something like that. It was Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd was the magistrate, and he was very mean to them. He like forced them to come hang out in his house, and was trying to get Chevy Chase to like marry his daughter, which was John Goodman dressed up as a lady, and it's a heck of a film.
Well, does anybody remember Doc Hollywood, where he gets stopped speeding in his Porsche in the small town, and he's like, "I found you guilty." He goes, "I'd like to appeal." He goes, "Okay." Nope, still guilty.
Oh goodness.
Anyway, yes.
I just love radars.
Long story short, I avoid small towns if all possible.
I remember on one of my big trips, I learned the importance of. So if you have to stop, it's important to look for truck stops. If you see if you see a truck stop there, and try to just exclusively hit truck stops. And the reason being is where there's a truck stop, what I've found to be a rule is there will also be an entrance back onto the highway that you got off. Whereas if you see a sign for gas in town down the road, and you turn and you get off to go get gas at town down the road, which is 10 miles down the road, not 3 like it said, and then it's 30 miles of nonsense to get back to the highway that takes like 2 hours to get down.
Welcome to Arizona.
Oh, West Virginia is that way.
Welcome to the Ozarks.
Dude.
Yeah. So what I learned was that I just stop at like Love's and truck stops and stuff, because every one of them had a quick entrance back onto the highway, and it was just not worth it to me to. So I just, if I saw one, that's where I developed that. Even if I was at like 3/4, half a tank, I just go ahead and stop, top it off, another quick little break, give me a chance to readjust and avoid Bob's truck stop or Bob's gas station.
Yeah, well, we stopped at one. So somehow when we were on, so the bad thing about the TomTom, it will put you on roads that are shorter. So driving down to Tampa, sometimes it will put you on back roads. And I got low on gas, and like you say, we were talking at dinner today with a couple we went to dinner with. It's like, 23 miles means you actually have 30 miles because there's extra gas in the tank. The BMW said there was 12 miles in the tank for about 30 miles. And I think that's about as low as it goes, is 12, because it stayed on 12 for like 30 miles. And we're going through these small towns that only have like Dollar Generals. I swear, they have a Dollar General and a Sonic. That's the only thing in town. And we're driving through, and I see one gas station, and that gas station has like the rolling gas station. It has an analog freaking rolling dollar signs on it. And there's 2 trucks parked in the gas station in front of the pumps, and nobody's in them. And we pull over and wait for people to move, and it's like, these trucks have probably been here for fucking days. And so we finally leave, and we finally get to a gas station, and the BMW has a 7-gallon tank. It took 7.1 gallons to fill it up. I had sucked everything out of that tank, and probably the only thing pushing that bike was hope and prosperity. That was it.
You would epitomize riding on
prayers.
fumes.
Oh, fuck yeah. So, yeah. Luckily, the BMW is good on gas, so it'll run on fumes. But, I try to stay on major roads now.
I did realize the Dyna has a built-in, CVO gauge added to it. That gas gauge does not work. the one on the tank does. I didn't realize that because I thought I had a half a tank.
Who's a good pooper?
That's adorable. I thought I had half a tank, and then I got home and my check engine light came on, or the fuel light came on, and I thought, why is that on? I got half a tank, and I looked at the other gauge, and it said no.
No.
The Sportster. So I put the different tank. I took the 5-gallon tank, put it on the Sportster with the Sportster fuel pump with a cinder in it, and it comes on. The old Sportster tank came on when there was one gallon left in the tank. The new one comes on when there's 2 gallons left in the tank. But I still get another almost 200 gallons out between the original Sportster tank and the tank I have now, because the old tank would go off with, like, you burn a gallon and a half out of it, and the fuel light would come on. This one I have to burn down to 3.5 gallons out of the tank before it comes on, so I can literally get 200 more gallons out of the tank.
Oh, speaking of you guys with your newer bikes, did y'all see the kerfluffle? Do any of you use the pass-through for your CarPlay or your comms? No. The
pass-through.
There's these little devices a couple of different companies make that you can plug into that cord.
Talking about the updates.
Yeah, the updates. People are like, turn off your Wi-Fi. It's like Y2K all over again. They're like, you won't be able to use your pass-through, and I'm just like, holy smokes.
Well, I don't have. So I went to Harley because I was gonna. So mine doesn't have Bluetooth, because I was gonna try to do. It'll Bluetooth to the phone, but when I hook it up, it won't Bluetooth. It'll go straight through the speakers. So if I want to listen to my Cardo, if I want to listen to music through my Cardo, I can't plug my phone up to the bike. So when I went up to get the WIGC, whatever the hell it is, they don't make it for my bike. They made it for, again, we're talking about the difference between the special and the standard. So the standard doesn't have that option. So if I got the limited, it'd have that option. So that's why I'm kind of curious about where you're talking about this.
So a couple companies, one of them called like Mahed or Mahed, MAMEA.
Yeah.
D or something, Mahed or something.
Mahed.
And they make this little piece that plugs into the little USB-C coming out of your pocket, out of your little pocket drawer, and you plug it on there, and it connects to your phone through Bluetooth and makes your Skyline OS work with your phone. So like your damn GPS and everything works on the bike without having to pay for Harley's special service. And so a lot of people were going that route, but Harley caught them. We got you. And they said, we got an update for that. You can't use that. And so now there's videos coming out on the YouTube where they're like, the sky is falling. Turn your Wi-Fi off. You know?
Yeah, I heard it. I heard about it down at the dealership. They were talking
Mayed Hawk is what it is.
Yeah, they were talking about something like that down at the dealership, and I was just like, not gonna bother me. I don't worry about that stuff. I just look at my phone if I need directions.
Same. Then, I have it going through my helmet. I don't even use. I don't know. The one bike I had that had speakers, had the radio, had all that. I never used it. I never used it. I used the stuff in my helmet.
The one bike's been on the clock because I don't even turn anything on. So all I get is the clock. That's it. But for a long time, because of New Mexico and the bump going into that state, I didn't even have that. But somebody down at the dealership, the last time I took it in for tires, said, "Oh, let's pull this off and connect it back." And they fixed it, and now it's back on the clock. They're like, "Oh, we fixed your radio," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't." Thanks though, appreciate it. I never turn it on.
Yeah.
So, I just, each their own. I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks that they would turn it off, but I'm sure there's going to be a patch and a way around it someday.
Oh yeah, the people creating a plug-in for the plug-in.
Oh yeah.
A trace busta.
Yeah, and you can plug in some people know how to do coding. So,
speaking of which,
there are ways to make things work.
So the BMW, when I was sent it in for the recall, the BMW dealer up in Memphis also was drag racing at Memphis Speedway, and I turned it in for the wishbone recall. While he had it, he said, "Hey, I went ahead and did, a tune and brought it to the track to make sure it would run right." And I said, "Cool." Just kind of went over my head, and he's like, "Yeah, I got the K1600B and I raced it at the track, and I just took yours up there and just kind of made sure it would run good." And I said, "Cool." Well, then I found he was actually racing it at the track, and I knew my bike had a lot of pep in it. It had a lot of spirit. When I traded it in, I got a call from Harley, and they're like, "Hey, we brought this up to get it, worked on and have it ran through before we sold it." And they said there was some kind of tune on it. Can you call the guy and tell him what's on it? And I'm like, I have no idea what's on it. I said the mechanic I had working on it was a BMW tech, and he wanted to tune it for me, and I don't know what he put in it. And he goes, "Oh, it's probably the Bren tune." And so I was like, "All right." So he calls me back, and he's like, "It doesn't have the Bren tune. We don't know what happened to it." He goes, "And when we downloaded the new program to it and put the updated BMW program in it, it actually slowed the bike down." And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Because I can give you the guy's name. That's all I can do.
Hey, I'm going to respond to a comment here from Jeremy McCormick 692. If that's something you're interested in, a reserve tank, I would recommend. There's a wonderful man named Jason Stelzer. He runs with a group or a shop called Mile Monsters, and he does like Hoka Hay. He does cross countries, and they have a bunch of custom gear, including like reserve tanks you can mount on the pillion, and different cargo setups. And I mean, he just packs up his Glide like that's it. It's him, the road, and the bike. And they have some incredible like systems, reserve tanks, stuff going on that if that's something you're interested in, you might check him out. I know he's on Insta. I'm pretty sure he has a YouTube, or at least Mile Monsters has a YouTube. And I don't know enough about him to give you a whole lot of solid info, but I know that's exactly what they're into. Hope that helps, buddy.
I know a bunch of YouTubers. So On Her Bike has one. She has an auxiliary bike tank that's behind the passenger seat, inboard of the pannier, and it's a 2-gallon tank. And when she drains the main tank down, she just opens a valve and it drains from that tank into her main tank. You can't have them both can't have them both open at the same time. But and that's what she uses for riding off road a lot. So it gives you an extra 2 gallons of gas. And then Itchy Boots had the same thing done. So, and then she carries an extra, a 2-gallon soft bag on the back of her bike. So there's a lot of ways to get around that. To carry a big reserve tank and have a reserve tank, you can either mount it permanently, or you can have a soft tank that you just throw on top of everything. When it's empty, you roll it up and shove it in your side bag. Go on Amazon. You can Google any of that.
Or you can
that company
buy a spare gas can and throw it on back.
Yep.
The company is Mile Monsters Inc.
I'm a fan of the 40-ounce insulated cup. So if you ever see the 40-ounce insulated cup on my bike, don't drink out of that because it's going to be flammable. But yeah, I've got a little leather container. I just have a 40-ounce drink cup that's down in it. And that's enough to get me to the next gas station if I get a little short. So
yeah.
But I'm not doing these overland trips like these other guys. They're itchy out in the middle of nowhere.
If you're not going to get off road, you don't need a reserve tank.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would tell you is get a bigger tank for the bike. If you don't have at least a 5-gallon tank.
Not off road, but if you're out in the desert or you're just out in a no man's land, miles and miles away, it's okay. It's okay to just, have that spare gas can and carry it with you. Yeah. Nothing wrong with being prepared.
There used to be on I-10, when you left San Antonio, there used to be a sign that said next gas station, 123 miles.
Okay.
And you better stop and get gas. So it's again, I can't see this. The Sportster, and I will beat the shit out of the Sportster because you can literally get 110 gallons or 110 miles out of the tank, and that's about it before the reserve light comes on. And the first thing I did to that bike was put the 5-gallon tank on it because I could never see any time in my life that I'd want to stop every 100 miles for anything. Because there's times I want to stop every 100 miles, and there's times that 100 miles is going to, okay, I'm going to stop at 100 miles, and the next thing you know, there's not another gas station for 50 miles, and you're just fucked. So play it smart, get a big tank. If you plan on going anywhere, get a big tank. That's all I got to say about that. It's been a long week. I'm a little feisty. Sorry.
Probably get me one of them little fancy fuel bottles to go with my fancy throw over saddlebags. They got all kinds of, like, what are they, the Alice clip spots on them. And the company also makes this little fuel canister and a little clip-on fuel kit, and it just seemed cool and pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah, they make the little half-gallon and 3/4 gallon. They look like little water bottles.
Yeah,
and they clip right onto your engine guards. And they clip right onto your sissy bar. Worst case scenario, that'll get you to the next gas station.
Yeah. Or darn close, a lot closer than pushing it there.
Or it'll get you something to put some gas out of somebody's tank into, to put it into yours.
Yep.
Carry a length of hose.
Don't confuse it with your water bottle.
Carry a half-inch piece of tubing in your saddlebags. You never. I say that with a straight face, but I kind of laugh. But you never know when you might need it for anything. Anything.
I ordered these new things because the TikTok shop, which I recently reloaded, the TikTok shop showed me these screw-in tire plugs.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about them. I was going to have one of the techs try them on one of the tires that if somebody brings in for service, they're getting replaced or something, do a couple testers, a couple experiments with them. Seemed like an interesting, if that gets you down the road where you can get a tire and all you have, I've had a couple of times where I had a puncture and I'm trying to use this reamer thing and it's just like it's not working. And then I try to shove this completely dried out tire bit in there and twist it and it just pulls right back out. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. Whereas these things, you can literally screw it in like a screw and walk away. The video could not lie.
Anything that can get you, again, so when I did the Natchez race, I had to put a plug in the tire, and on that BMW, because it's such a heavy ass fucking bike, the plug wouldn't sit right. But the plug would hold for 50 miles. So I drove in 30-mile increments from gas station to gas station, putting air in it in every gas station until I got home. And then I could change the tire. So no matter how bad the plug is, it will get you further down the road. But yeah, I have seen those screw-ins, and I know one guy that used one, and he planned on putting it in. And it's like, it'll just get me home. And I've done this too. I put a plug in on the Sportster and said, I'll use it to get home. And then remembered it was there 3 months later and went, oh.
Yeah.
If it's holding, dude, that's saving you $200.
Yeah.
So as long as it's holding, use it.
Well, I'm going to try them out on a couple. We're going to do a couple testers, somebody brings in because I'm getting 30 of the small size and 30 of the big size. Maybe it's a scam. I don't know. We'll see if anything shows up at my door. But if it does,
it's off of TikTok. How could it be a scam?
Right. Well,
there is something I'd like to add here. So I got these CO2 charges to air up the tire.
Yep.
They work great. They do one thing very badly, and they don't tell you about it until you actually read. If you open the valve too fast, it will freeze the seal in your Schrader valve and shatter it. And your bike won't hold air. If you use the CO2, put the air in very slowly where it doesn't have time to freeze too fast and fuck up your Schrader valve.
So I spent $80 on a device called a Lexan tire pump from Amazon. It's incredible. I used it to air up 4 tires on a damn car. I carry it on the motorcycle. Wonderful little bit of kit. It's actually kind of big. It takes up a little chunk of room. I'll give it that. But incredible for air purposes. Screws right on. Takes care of you. I don't know if there's a. I don't remember if it came with like a Schrader attachment. Mine's just a normal valve. The Schrader, I think you got to have that like clip-on one.
No, you can do a regular one. You just got to hold it.
Okay.
You just got to hold it in there.
This thing will air up for an hour, and just give you a solid pressure, and maybe 2 hours if it's just a motorcycle tire. It started to strain on that last car tire and was like, we're at 10 minutes now.
I got one of those and I love it. I love it. I use it at work before I leave to go to work because again the Sportster doesn't hold the air well anymore. Probably all the plugs in the tire. But yes, those work very well, and I use that now instead of the CO2 cartridge.
Well, I'll have to send you some screws. You can replace the plugs with the screws.
Do it. You know what? I'm going to go on Amazon and buy some screws. Again, plugs will hold forever, but after about a year, you got to change the plugs.
That was the thing that got me. They wanted like $2.32 for this pack of 60 tire plug screws, which has to be enough for a lifetime if they actually work. $2.32. I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, I mean, for that price, I'll risk my death.
I do always get slimed rubber cement when I put my rope plugs in. I always use rubber cement on them, and they hold for a very long time. At least a year.
At least long enough you're back down the road and have forgotten about it.
It gets you home. Chrome don't get you home, but tire slime will. And it's not slime that goes in the tire. It's this rubber cement, not the shit you put in the tire. If you guys don't know, as a guy that has changed tires on a tire machine, that green shit that they put in the tire to make it hold air or to do a quick change flat, that shit is horrible. Because when you change the tire, you're supposed to take all that shit out. And it's also kind of flammable. Yeah. Okay, it's a lot flammable. But when you go to take the tire off, it's a bloody mess because what doesn't get exposed to air still stays slimy and sticky. So
go ahead.
I would actually recommend you not use that green tire slime tire inflator. It's great for it's great if it's the only thing you've got, but if you've got a plug, you should probably use that instead.
I worked at a tire shop one summer, and Johnson Tire.
Use it. Tip your tire guy well.
Tip him well.
I don't know if that would have done it.
Because he's going to get Tourette's. Okay.
I opened tires they were full of that Fix-A-Flat, and it would be like sticky milk that just poured all over my machine, my tire machine.
Ew.
And
I blocked that memory out too.
You may not think about this, but as a tire repair guy for that time, it was my job to clean that machine, check its grease certs, do all the things when not in use. And so a Fix-A-Flat tire ensured extra work for me. Yep. And I don't know how much of a smile it takes for me to not be like, thanks.
Well, once it's exposed to air, then it does dry out, and then it gets hard.
Yeah. It dries out all over the bottom of your pant legs.
Yeah. All over your hands, pulls all the hair out of your hands and on your arms and shit, everywhere you've been. Yeah, that shit. That's great.
Yeah.
Plugs are good. Plugs are great. That's all I've got to say about that.
I am looking forward to your review, Bleak, on those screw-in plugs. I really am.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I'm totally being serious though. Like,
no, I'm thinking that would be a great video.
I've been scammed. However, I bought, and I know this is so stupid, but windshield wiper tablets, and it's got to be a lifetime supply of them. And you just drop a tablet into a full gallon of water, shake it up really good, and pour it in. And it was like $1.07.
That sounds like some Temu shit. I'll be honest with you.
It works great! And I wish I'd have found this 30 years ago because I'll never live long enough to use all these tablets.
Nice.
So I just found these screws on Amazon. These tire repair screws, $3.59 for a pack of 10,
Huh,
and it comes with a screwdriver.
$3, and it comes with a screwdriver.
Comes with a screwdriver. $10 will buy you 50. How fucked up does your driving have to be? Where the fuck are you driving if you need 50 tire plug screws?
What kind of lazy construction site are you riding through, man?
Well, to be fair, when I was working at the steel mill, about once a month you got slag in your tire or you got scrap in the tire. And the steel mill would pay for your shit, but that doesn't get you home. You know, when you came in and reported your tire was fucked up, they'd pay for it, but you still got to get home.
In Iowa, we got a whole lot of hardworking people, just not when it comes to stowing your loose nails and screws and such when you're leaving the job site. And they sprinkle all over the highways and all over the byways and all over the street roads and all over the alleys. And everywhere you go, there's nails and screws all over this town. We got a lot of contractors, a lot of people out building stuff. They're hardworking. And until it comes to, like I said, stowing your damn loose screws. And so it's a regular thing here, and all the tire shops sell their road hazard packages. It almost sells itself, because if you live here long enough, you're just going to go through enough damn tires that you're like. So I don't know that I'd ever need 50 or 60 or whatever's coming either, but I like the idea of I have that Lexan and I travel with it, and they're so small I could toss a couple in there if they're good, and big if. And it's super space saving then, you know, and I already carry my little toolkit. It has a screwdriver. The video, which someone was in the comments even like, do you believe a video? The video had a guy using an impact and zipping one right in. Seemed cool. And then they showed a picture of one on the end of a screwdriver, and they're like, you can also use a screwdriver. And I was like, that's what I want to be able to do. I have one of those in my toolkit, but they didn't show that. Maybe you try to screw that thing in and it spits back in your face.
I got to show you. I'm going to share this screen. It is, they have them, they're the screw plugs, and they're pre-slimed. So they have pre-slime on them, and they come in these cute little containers.
Yeah. Mine are coming in little containers. They're adorable, like little pill containers.
Yeah, let me see if I can...
It's adorable. The most adorable little bit of kit.
Have we gone without these?
Yeah, it's these cute little bitty screws that are in a little pill container. That's the coolest thing ever.
I'm pretty sure if we carry a kit with those in Arizona and they see those, I'm going to prison.
I love these titles so much. I love the crazy.
They're not going to believe it's a screw in there.
40-piece. Oh, you're
No.
Read that description. No. It's so good.
Hang on. Let me go back to it. Let me turn the script off. Hold on.
It said like screw plug, screw bolt, screw tire, tire bolt, screw.
You can tell it's Chinese. Yeah, it's a 40-piece tire repair, rubber bolts, tire screw plug, quick repair tool, vacuum tire repair kit, spare spiral rubber bolt suitable for various types of vacuum tires.
Vacuum tires.
I don't have a vacuum tire, but I think it'll. What the fuck is a vacuum tire?
Yeah. Get $60 off instantly. Pay $0.
It's $5. For $5, you can get various type of vacuum tire suitable. Yeah, I love
incredible math ever. Get $60 off instantly. Pay $0. Minus $4.99.
On approval. Upon approvable. Yeah, widely used.
Widely used. Mountain bike, motorcycle, bus.
You can use this on a bus. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, there you go. There's more.
And there's two different sizes.
Agricultural tire. You can put this in your tractor.
I'm sold. I'm getting this. I swear to God. Buy now. Mine. I'm getting this. I'm doing a video on this. I swear to God. I'm going to do a video. Pull the.
Oh my God.
Yours comes with a screwdriver. I'm so jealous. I have a cool one in my toolkit, but I love freebies, you know.
I'm gonna do a video.
I've got
Pull this.
little Allen wrenches I can't use on shit. It came with furniture.
I'll share the screwdriver with you. Like someone come up, I'll give you the screwdriver.
My brother.
Oh my God.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
All right, we holy shit, we've been on for 3 fucking hours.
I know. I gotta go. I gotta go.
I've had so much fun tonight. What have I done? I've done fun shit with all my friends.
Yep. We've discovered a rabbit hole.
Relum gave me $2 to buy the plug kit.
Oh yeah.
You're the man.
You know what? I gotta like that one.
They do make a rivet gun style plug. We'll show that next Friday.
As the tire plug turns.
Well, if you guys, well, now that you guys know my address, come visit. I'll make you breakfast.
Yeah.
All right.
Talk about screwing tires.
Let's go ahead and go to the. Yeah, if you guys want to come visit, send me some shit. I like shit. Send me some shit. So final thoughts, Doug. Doug's gonna say go fast or something. I don't know.
No, you know what? It's we kind of hit on in the beginning. You don't know what people have gone through. You know, don't assume the best, because sometimes they haven't had the best of times. Just, I don't know. Learned something a long time ago when it came to horses. We've had a lot of abused horses go through our pastures before, and people always ask what I did with them, and I said treated them like a horse. That's it. You just treat them like a horse, because I've never treated them bad. That's it.
You know, I used to treat women like horses. I'd feed them, walk them, ride them. Just kidding. I'd hit them a lot too. Anyway, biker girl.
Oh my God. I'm telling you guys, I am practicing much gratitude. And like Doug says, you don't know what people have been through. It's been a crazy few months. So practicing much gratitude right now for family and friends and the gifts in my life.
Blake, my man.
So, as for many of us, spring is around the corner. My final thought: be prepared. I said it last time. Check your tire pressures. Be thinking about what you're wanting to bring with kit. You know, stuff you have that you're going to be able to use.
Buy a plug kit.
Home. Yeah.
Get an Amazon plug kit.
I just bought a 60-piece set. I'll give you some of mine.
Yeah, we got plenty amongst us between us. Just reach out.
And on the next raffle, here's a screwdriver and a plug.
I'm going to include a couple with every Bleak Ride shirt.
Yeah.
A tire plug kit and a Bleak Ride shirt.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Combo.
I like it.
All right. As always, if you can be anything, be kind, unless it's funny. And then also, all of us pick on each other to death, but we do it in love. Just be kind to people. Show them love, and sometimes, especially us military people and the biker community, when we're picking on each other, that's when we're showing each other that we love each other. So go out and love somebody today. Love them hard. Rub their nose in it.
Be kind, be loyal. I like it.
Be kind. All right. With that, I love you guys. Thanks for coming in. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Tell me how much you like me. I got t-shirts down below. So buy a t-shirt, buy a mug, buy a coffee cup. Bleak, when are you going to be selling them shirts?
Soon. I have a terrible problem. I keep giving them away. I get 5 or 10 made, and I just give them away to people who are like, "Hey, man, I really want one of your shirts." They're cool. On the back, it says, "I never heard of you either."
I got that disease. Yeah.
And so I got to get more made. But I've been doing other little projects, getting like swing arm stickers made. I've got one that's really gratuitous. I copied a previous existing sticker, and it says, "This bike fucks." I want to get some that say like Big Barn Crew. But now I'm rethinking a bunch of it, because I have to sign this document that says I'll behave and be like a good person to be a rider coach. I have to follow like a like an oath or something. I have to take an oath. And
Behavioral creed.
Yeah, I'm very serious about it. I can't be no hooliganing, no stoppies, no just be a good person, I guess. And I want that. I want to be a coach, so I'm gonna sign the agreement
Heck
to
yeah.
behave. But yeah, so I slowed down on my crazy sticker making. But I'm also going to get Bleak Ride stickers updated with the new logo and then a couple of color combos. And maybe I'd put out an idea for a vintage tank badge that I was working on. And whether I make that into a banner or a sticker or a patch, I'm going to see about what I can do. What do you got going on? Grip lock ties?
Oh, I just put in the comments, like, as I realized, like, everything I'm wearing has been given to me. It's not a bad thing to do.
Dude, I give away, I have, no shit, I've probably given away about 2,000 stickers.
Easy.
So Steve made me 150 shirts. I either gave them away or went to the campout and sold them for charity. And I have given, dude, it feels good to give. It feels good to share what you have with someone else.
Yeah.
You know, if this was the only thing I was doing, that'd be one thing. If I made all my money by YouTube and selling shit, that'd be different. I live a comfortable life and I make cool shit and people like my cool shit, and it's so fun to give it away.
It is.
It's
Remember that bottle we stickered up and we're drinking?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Just threw the stickers on a bottle. How many people can we get to drink this bad boy?
Yeah. Oh, that was too much fun.
That was so much fun.
Biker Girl, we'll do it. If you come, we'll do it with a bottle of vodka. Come to the camp out, we'll do a bottle of vodka.
You got it. And I got a whole bunch of dry heat Doug stickers. I'm going to put them up everywhere.
Remember, I don't give stuff away. No.
I paid through the nose for them.
I don't know. I handed her like a wad of them. I was like, here, take it.
He did. It was like,
here's more.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and close it. We have gone a long time. It doesn't feel that long because time spent with friends is always a good time. So everybody that came in tonight, thank you very much for coming. And I'll try to have a video up for Monday night. And Bleak will have a video up very soon.
Yeah.
So Bleak his last one I haven't got to see yet because I've been busy all this week. So I got to go catch yours from a couple of days ago.
Oh, it was fun. Yeah, go check it out. I got the Dyna out. We had a 60-degree day in Iowa, and I'm still stressing about it. We got a bunch of snow again. I need to get the bike back to the dealership so I can use the wash bay and wash it off. I don't want any damn salt sitting on my bike. Come on, man, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I got to wash the mud off of mine from all the salt and sand.
Yeah, but then I got snowed in, and I'm like, oh, and I got a bunch of parts I want to install too. Like I was talking about. So I'm super excited to get back to the bike. And get ready for the season and all that, but man, what are you gonna do? The weather.
The weather's gonna suck for the next few days, and it's gonna get better. So, and somebody told me on a video that I just watched that riding in Iowa is pretty cool. So,
it is. Well, and in that video, I go to this beautiful park, and I swap bikes with my buddy. My buddy's a sport bike rider. He got me into riding sport bikes. And I eventually found my way to cruisers and really kind of latched onto them, really enjoy them. I still have my Concourse. It's a sport touring bike. I'll never get rid of it. It's one of my babies. And he just bought a new T120 black Bonneville Triumph. So he's got a Triumph Daytona 660, and then he's got this Bonneville. And he's like, "You want to try out this Bonneville?" And I said, "Sure, I'll give it some paces, or I'll give it some beans and see what happens, shake her loose." And he's pretty anti-Harley, and he works with a bunch of guys who ride Harleys, and I think are kind of knuckleheadish. But so he's got this ever constant bad taste in his mouth about Harley. And I said, "Well, all right, I'm going to ride your Bonneville, but you have to ride my Dyna and follow me." And he's like, "Okay."
Shit, break my arm. Shit.
Best thing ever, because I'm doing a review of his bike, and I don't have this on video because he's my friend. He asked to not be on video, and so I don't ever show him. It's just not his jam. But we get stopped, and he gets off the Dyna, and he's kind of looking at it, kind of like, and he's like, "That's a really cool exhaust, man." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what'd you think of the bike?" He's like, "Yeah, I mean," and he didn't. He can really roll some comments down real quick, and he was just like, "Yeah, I mean, it's not my jam, but right on, man. Really cool exhaust." And I was like, "Aha,
gotcha,
I got you.
Gotcha."
And he's like, "What'd you think of the Bonneville?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's like riding a bike on rails. It's got the buttery smooth gearbox. It's got a buttery smooth, like a lot of the bikes I've had, they got a real jerk, and then like a decel pop. This thing's just buttery smooth, makes no noise, silent. A little parallel twin. Fun bike, actually quite comfortable. And so that's in that most recent video. It's fun if you get a chance, check it out. And I tried to do some fun stuff with We're All Stuck In. So I did some segments where it's just the bike, the view, and some music.
I will check it out. Yeah, I saw that and it was like, I gotta go eat, and I'll be right back. Work has been crazy lately because we're trying to catch up after all the snow and stuff, and they're trying to fix the roof and shit. It's been crazy, but we'll talk about that next week because I can see everybody starting to blink. So again, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Tune in Monday night. I'll have a good video for you guys, and then Friday we'll all be back again. Blake, maybe not Blake. It might be D&D night. So
next Friday, we'll see. I might be available. Saturday is D&D.
Doug will be well. Biker Girl will be rested up. We'll all be back. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in, and I've enjoyed it. And you're all my friends. If you guys see me at the camp out, do not hesitate. Run up and give me a hug because I love hugs. I'm a hugger. Swear to God. And I'll see you guys next time.